For 66% off, you can join us in this class. Just call 8448-TRADER. That's 8448-872337 and tell the operator you want the $99 3-day class, or text $99 to 25029. That's $99 to 25029.
As a kids, we all loved hopping on our bikes and hitting the road.
I'll be back for dinner. See ya.
Well, bikes just got reinvented for us big kids. If you haven't tried an electric bike, you have no idea what you're missing. Hit the road, the trails, or the beach by pedaling or not pedaling.
It's like being a kid all over again.
Start with the best. Hemingway e-bikes are the best fat tire electric bikes sold. Since 2017, Hemingway is known for durability, price, safety, and fun. Hemingway is the long-range e-bike experts, taking you faster and farther on a single charge. Hemingway sells direct to the consumer, ships right to your home, and has over 2,000 5-star reviews. Choose from 7 models, all with an unprecedented 2-year warranty. Find out why over 50,000 customers call Hemingway the best e-bike there is. Go to HemingwayEbike.com. That's HIMIWAY ebike.com. Now save up to $250 with promo code FANATIC. Go to HemingwayEbike.com.
If you are an IT professional looking for an opportunity with great benefits, the freedom to creatively solve problems in a career with great growth potential and a team environment, look no further than Affinity Technology. Serving the Valley since 1992, Affinity Technology is looking for a level 1 tech to develop and deliver excellent solutions and outstanding customer service. Visit atechaz.com/jobs and get started with your future today. That's atechaz.com/jobs.
Turning my pain into purpose is pretty much what I have done to start this foundation.
In August 2020, after the death of George Floyd, Bridget Floyd and other family members established the George Floyd Memorial Foundation in support of the Black community.
It's going to take more than just us as a foundation. It's going to take the community, the world, to make a change.
Fight for racial justice for the Black community. Learn how at lovehasnolabels.com. Brought to you by Love Has No Labels and the Ad Council.
KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what? Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
Tuesday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580. As we broadcast live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. I should have just kept my pick the way it was. I blame both of you. I should have never changed my pick. It was Randy and Keon's fault for talking me into changing my pick.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's all Keon's fault. He's the one that told me to go with Tampa Bay.
Oh, yeah? All right, well, then we all blame Keon.
I mean, you can blame me, but you said you wouldn't blame me. Or
anybody.
I
don't remember that. I don't think you have any proof of that anywhere, but fine, whatever. That's fine. So, yeah, that happened last night. But listen, we have other things to talk about before we get into the football, because we have a lot of football to talk about. Mucho el futbolero to talk about. And as you know, since it's Taco Tuesday, I often will speak very fluent Spanish during the program.
Yes, you will.
So let's talk about the Suns losing another one. The Grizzlies are on a 10-game winning streak. The Suns have now lost 9 of their last 10, 136-106. Fantastic. That's just great. And they started out pretty good, and then, then they didn't. Chris Paul was out. Devin Booker was out. And who gives a damn? It doesn't matter. Booker hasn't played since before Christmas, right?
Yeah, he
groin injury. Do you think they're kind of measuring things like, as long as we get back into a good place before playoffs matter, and they start sort of charting where they are in standings, that they're sort of collectively going, okay, this is just what it is. We'll just see what happens. Do you think that they have that mindset of like, okay, we're okay as long as by this date we're back to firing all cylinders?
I don't know if they're measuring it quite like that. but I do think that they are kind of looking at it and going, if there is a timetable where you might have to rush Devin Booker back sooner than you'd like, you'd love to see the team maybe win some more games so you can keep him off the court as long as possible so you can give him more time to heal.
Yeah, whatever you do, you don't break Devin Booker. You don't bring him back until his groin is feeling better. So whatever the case, if this is just the way it's going to be, that's the way it's going to be. Fine, whatever. Mr. Pringle says, are the Suns tanking? No, they don't. What do they need a tank for? Is there any reason they would tank? I just no. This is a team that's supposed to work. This is a team that is supposed to win stuff. And, you get your injuries going there, and that's just the way it is.
At this juncture, if the Suns don't start winning, they run the risk of being involved in that end of the season play-in tournament that we all were joking about. Remember that?
Oh, that's the Lakers land.
That's
right
Laker
there.
territory, yeah.
Yeah, we have no business being in Laker territory.
But I mean, what are you going to do? Are you going to rush CP3 back? You're going to rush back a groin injury with Devin Booker? I say no. DeAndre Ayton wasn't much help last night. I mean, he took up space on the court last night, but he clearly is not 110%. So,
yeah, and listen, Chris Paul is about this shy of, being a Walmart greeter. So I don't know why you'd want to rush him back. I mean, when everybody's there together and healthy, nobody can stop this team.
110 million reasons to rush him back.
Make sure they're all ready to go. That 110 million, when it was put together there, it included the knowledge this is an old dude who gets hurt.
Yeah.
He's not like Anthony Davis, but there's always a period of time, maybe twice a season, that he's sitting in on a folding chair wearing some street clothes himself.
Yeah, and that's just his age. I mean, that's the reason why it's weird for Anthony Davis, because he's so much younger. But with Chris Paul, he's just at that age where the body, you take one shot, somebody knees you in the thigh or something, you're done. I mean, that recovery takes so much longer. And you did say that, when this team is healthy, no one can stop them. But you're missing Chris Paul. You're not just missing Devin Booker. You're also missing Cam Payne. You're missing Cam Johnson. So there's just a bunch of starters.
We have no Cams?
No Cams.
No
All the
Cams
Cams are gone.
Yeah, we're Camless.
Oh, sweet jumping Jesus.
Sans
We
Cam.
got to have at least one Cam. That's I did not know that. So I'm glad Ralph's not on the show today, because he would have a reason to gloat. The Lakers won their game. I think it was last night, wasn't it? Yeah, on Monday. They won 140 to 132 over the Rockets. Okay. But here's the thing. He is now the second NBA player to score more than 38,000 points. He's only the second player in NBA history to score that much. And of course, that makes LeBron the second leading scorer in the NBA behind, I think, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who has 38,387. Karl Malone is in third place with 36,928. Presumably, LeBron is going to take down Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. There's no reason to think he's not going to get 387 more points before he's done, right? I mean,
no reason. No, I mean, LeBron's been in the league at this point 20 damn years. The dude put 48 points on the board last night. So there's no slowing down from LeBron, really, at least not on the offensive end. On the defensive end, you can see he has trouble staying in front of people like he used to.
Well, he got to meet, a jarring reminder of his mortality. They play in the Rockets. There's Jabari Smith Jr., and they're out there, and he's like, hey, you know what? You played against my dad in your first NBA game. You know that? And LeBron's like, why'd you do that to me? Why would you say that right now? And then his dad comes out in the court and says, hey, buddy, how you doing? And so, yeah, LeBron got to feel very, very old. And, well, that made me happy. That made me happy to hear that part. But, yeah, so now if the Suns have lost a game and the Lakers have won a game, are we now tied, or have they passed us in the standings?
Let's see here. Lakers are 20-24. The Suns are 21-24. So no, you're half game ahead.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen. There's no stopping it until these people come back healthy. But just for good measure, Randy, I think we should have a full length Burn in Hell Lakers just to lift our spirits.
Burn in hell, Lakers! Burn in hell, Lakers! Something knocks you out again. Won't be in the postseason, but something knocks you out again. Something knocks you out, so burn in hell.
Yeah, so that's all we can hope for even this season. if we get there and we're in a play-in, probably going to be with the Lakers because they still stink. So if we get there, all we got to do is take them out, and we've taken them out. And if they beat us this year, I don't think they have. Of course, we were a little bit better staffed at the time, but yeah, that's all we can hope for. Is we just, if we can't, like Dan Campbell, if we can't win it, well, they're not going to win it either. You know what I'm saying? We're going to stop them if we can't.
Exactly. Yes. So I like that mentality.
But it's too early for this kind of talk. We can get our players back, things start churning again, and things go better. So that's all we can do is hope for that. But no, these are dark days at this moment for our Phoenix Suns. And what are they saying, by the way? I haven't really read up a whole lot. I got crap going on in my life. Are the Suns, are they in a panic mode like you were talking about yesterday, Keon? Are they saying, well, it's just the injuries, nothing we can do? Are they looking maybe to bring some new pieces into the team to try to elevate the game that's currently happening?
Yeah, I don't think they're in a panic mode. It doesn't seem like it. I think they feel pretty confident that once they get healthier, they'll play a whole lot better. Because I mean, yesterday they played a lineup that I don't think I've ever seen Monty use, and it's just not a Monty lineup. They started DeAndre Ayton and Dario Saric, two bigs for a Monty Williams offense. I can't even imagine the desperation that caused that lineup to exist. So yeah, they are probably gonna make some moves here. It always seems to be right up against the NBA trade deadline, which is February 9th, when that kind of thing, when we start talking about making those trades, because teams want to wait to see whether or not they're buyers or sellers. Are we going to make the playoffs and we just need one guy, or are we just not going to make it? And then let's just get rid of some pieces, tank a little bit, and see what we can do in the draft.
No, we can't do that. We got to be buyers.
So no, the Suns probably see themselves as buyers, but you still have to wait till that deadline to really see how the other teams feel about it, so you can start trying picking parts off of them.
It's funny because there's an article on CBSSports.com where the Suns and the Magic potential suitors for Fred VanVleet, which I find very interesting.
Oh, I want Fred VanVleet because I can say Fred VanVleet a lot.
So according to The Athletic, both Phoenix and Orlando are looking for guard help, and they're naming that the Suns are potential suitors to bring in Fred VanVleet.
Which is awesome, because that's a long-term solution at that point guard spot. He's really good.
Fred VanVleet. I love it. Like Flank Floyd Flight Flillifard in Flottsdale. I love it. Oh, that makes me happy. That does make me happy.
Yeah.
Let's see here. All right. Everybody just seems to want to talk about last night's game. Nobody seems to want to talk about the depressing subject of where the Phoenix Suns are at the moment and how
I
to
could
do
see
this.
why. Yeah.
I'm okay with that. Before we launch into last night's game and all the other, I got a ton. Seriously, we're probably going to go about 3 hours of NFL today. Now, if you don't like that, you should probably change the channel right now. Who are you kidding? You're not changing the channel. Anyway, we've got a huge Wheel of Sports as well. That might take up a half hour of the show later.
Wow.
Doing the Wheel of Sports. There's so much stuff to talk about. We also have a pair of tickets for GCU. That is tomorrow night as Utah Tech visits GCU. And I'll tell you what, again, if you've never been, you got to go experience the havoc. You got to experience the energy and the craziness in that arena. It should be a bucket list thing, if nothing else. And if you've been before, then you absolutely want to go again. It is just a whole lot of damn fun. So,
and it's really cool watching some of these other schools show up, and then they've never been in an arena with it, with a fan base like the Havoc, and it's just fun to watch that. It's an
oh crap moment for sure, and it is oh crap because it's Christian University. That's all you're allowed. An oh crap moment. So 2 tickets for Utah Tech versus GCU, 7 p.m. tomorrow. We'll give that away here during the show. I think we're just going to say, ta-da, it's time for you to call in. We're just going to do a call-in thing here. So probably 97th call or something like that. But we'll figure it out. We're not going to do it right now. We'll do it a little bit later. 888-368-1580. So last night, wow. Can I just say, Tom Brady had no help. Now, people are going to start saying, and I'm sure they already have, oh, Tom Brady, he's lost a step. Everybody was saying the last few weeks he's been looking like Tom Brady is Tom Brady. But I'll tell you what the problem was. It wasn't even Tom Brady. He did make mistakes. He did throw an interception. I think he was trying to throw it away in the end zone, and he just didn't put enough on it. And he was sitting there like, oh, God, stupid, it's not Tom Brady. I would still take Tom Brady as my quarterback on any team as long as you have the following. And this is what the Bucs didn't have. Number one, a good enough offensive line to keep people off of Tom Brady. Tom Brady is a pocket quarterback. He's a pocket passer. So you've got to give him a second to actually get the damn ball off. And he was getting harassed all night long. Fair enough. That's fine. They should have also had some players hang back and help him out. The running backs a couple of times were supposed to and completely missed the assignment and didn't stop anything from getting to him. So that is not on Tom Brady. The other part is, I don't know what was worse. Was it the lackadaisical way the receivers were running their routes and just kind of like giving up in the first quarter? Or was it that horrific defense? I'm going to say defense. That was some of the worst defense I've ever seen played by the Buccaneers. It's the friggin' playoffs, man. And that Buccaneers defense should be ashamed of themselves. Simple coverage they couldn't do. Simplest of things they could not do. You couldn't. Dak Prescott was just like, I'm throwing it anywhere I want because they're going to catch it. I'm going to do whatever I want because it's going to happen. I'm going to run it where I want because nobody's going to stop me. And he was right. And that was just atrocious. The Buccaneers defense every single one of them should be fired, sent off, Big George style. Get rid of them. And we may have to have a conversation, as much as we like Todd Bowles.
About Todd Bowles.
Yeah.
Because especially you being a defensive coach.
Yeah,
I always feel this way about coaches. When it comes playoff time, your side of the ball has to perform, especially if you have the guys, and they do. They were healthy.
No side of the ball performed. And, all the safeties, the cornerbacks, they all look short because they weren't stopping any passes getting to anybody. And they could tackle you after you caught it, but nobody was doing defense. It was just atrocious. I was sitting there just watching it going, oh God, this is painful. This is painful. And then, so yes, Tom Brady is looking a little bit older, but even now, you would still take him on your damn team. If you say you wouldn't, you're a liar.
Well, I wouldn't.
He's still good, but you got to have a good offensive line and some decent receivers.
And that's why. My team does not have a good offensive
line.
I
wasn't pointing at you. Your
die.
bleep shows, yeah, forget it.
Yeah,
I'm not talking about you.
There's exactly one good offensive lineman on that line. But anyway, back to the Buccaneers. I agree. And I think it's funny that the matchup, the quarterback matchup was Tom Brady and Dak Prescott, because they both have a similar weakness, which is that neither of them really likes to get hit. And if you don't hit them, that they're going to stand there and pick you apart. And they never got pressure on Dak. It just never happened.
The defense just never got there.
And if you don't touch Dak, I mean, I know Randy calls him a fraud. And when he's under pressure, he sure looks like it. But if you don't pressure Dak, Dak is going to tear you to pieces. And that's exactly what happened. They never got any pressure. If you see your coverage not being able to get guys and keep guys from getting open, at least bring some extra pressure. At least throw a blitz here and there. And that's where I go to Todd Bowles and go, what the hell were you doing? You were watching this. You didn't try to change anything. You didn't make any adjustments at all while your defense was getting torched. It's a playoff game. You're the head coach. You have to make some kind of adjustment.
Well, and not only that, I think you guys maybe you noticed a lack of a running game on Tampa Bay's part. I mean,
they gave up on it immediately and just put the game in Tom's hands in a panic mode from the start.
Because they have no running game. They're last in the NFL right now. They're last in the NFL in running.
They could have a running game if they would commit to a running game. Leonard Fournette, again, he has success. The other guy from ASU, White, but he was doing pretty good. If they had just committed to the running game, they probably would have done better. But then there were also some mistakes made by everybody. But yeah, you're right, Randy. Are they showing you a running game? Not so much. Do they have the ability to run? Yeah, more than they've shown.
Yeah, I just wonder, this might kill Byron Leftwich's chances of being a head coach because he's the offensive coordinator and it's you and Brady in a room scheming this stuff up. If you guys get away from the run, that's your call. And this is where Bruce Arians probably steps in and says, guys, let's reestablish the run. Let's get back to running the football.
I sat there wondering if Bruce Arians might come back next year and coach again. seeing that, okay, I don't want to completely, I don't know, this Todd Bowles thing ain't working. He's a good coordinator. He's not a good head coach, and he can only focus on the one thing at a time. And when he does, we're okay. But I don't know if BA is capable of coming back and coaching again with his health status. So, yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what the Buccaneers do here in the next week or so, because if they're going to be in the mix for a new head coach or new coordinators, they got to get to going, because everybody else is like firing people up. And listen, I'm going to show you something. The Chargers should not fire Staley. Buccaneers should fire Bowles. And I like Todd Bowles.
Yeah.
That's hard to say.
The difference between Brandon Staley and Todd Bowles is about a decade between them. It just seems like Brandon Staley got hired a little bit too soon to be a head coach, and so he's learning on the job to a degree. Todd Bowles has been in this league. If he doesn't know by now, hey, I've got to make some kind of adjustment so my defense can get after the other team's quarterback because he is destroying our entire secondary, that's something that he's never going to learn if he doesn't know it already. Got to run the football.
Wait, Todd Bowles, does he have a defensive coordinator, or is he calling all the defensive plays from the sideline? If he's got a defensive coordinator, then at least he has a buffer between him and the unemployment line, where him and BA would get together and say, all right, let's get rid of that guy because he failed. You know what I'm saying? But then, well, what's your point of being here? Why do we have Todd Bowles? You know what I'm saying? If he's not doing the defense, I'm very disappointed with what happened.
The thing
last
is,
night.
he is doing the defense. That's
okay. So there's fires
there's no buffer between Todd Bowles and this. Yeah, and part of that is maybe he isn't able to make that kind of defensive adjustment because he has to focus on the entire team. In that case, that's still a strong argument for him to not be the head coach, because he's a hell of a defensive coordinator when that's the only thing on his plate.
We have found what you're good at, Todd, and now we have found what you're not.
Yeah, and look, it's okay. Like some people say that like it's a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing. Not everybody can be a head coach, and that's fine. Like some people are great coordinators.
Randy could be a head coach. Look at him right now. He looks like a head coach right this minute.
He really does.
He's got the hat. He's got the headset. You know, he's got the steely look. You know, and I think that Randy would get along with the referees. I mean, he'd probably blast them every now and then, but I think he would blast them, but also be more friendly than BA ever was. I feel like Randy could be a stellar head coach.
Well, thank you. Thank you
You'd be a
very
good
much.
player coach. They'd all like you, yet respect you. And you would give some of the best locker room speeches ever known to man.
I do excel in that area.
Yeah. Which one would, now as a head coach, would you just manage, or would you call offensive plays or defensive plays?
No. I understand well enough. The best head coaches, I feel, are the guys that sit and just kind of manage the team. Let the people do their jobs. Let the offensive coordinator, let the defensive coordinator. Of course, if you have input, if you're seeing something, if you're noticing something, you work together. This is a team after all. But generally, you let people do their jobs, man, and just kind of guide the ship, captain the ship along.
Well, I would hire you in a second, Randy, but I'm nobody without any influence. So I guess that, we'll keep you on the show for a while.
All right.
A while. We got a lot of texts on the text line about last night, and we will get to that when we come back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update for Arizona's new home for sports, The Fanatic. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
The NFL divisional round playoffs continuing on Sunday. The Buffalo Bills meeting the Cincinnati Bengals. These two teams had their Week 17 matchup obviously canceled due to the Damar Hamlin situation. But the Bills are a 4.5-point favorite at Highmark Stadium, minus 230. The defending AFC champion Bengals plus 190 on the money line with an over-under of 48.5. The Dallas Cowboys, coming up Monday's victory against San Francisco, are a 4-point road underdog against the Niners, who have won 11 straight games. San Francisco minus 188, Dallas plus 158, over under at Levi's Stadium, 46.5. Red hot winning picks at experts.winnersandwiners.com. Save 75% when you use the promo code ACTION75. Experts.winnersandwiners.com. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. That's ziprecruiter.com/free.
Business people like it straight and to the point. So here it is. Bruce Jacobs here to tell you take control of your utility expenses by calling Harmon Solar right now. They can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with 0 down and no payments for 12 months. Level your energy costs, protect yourself from inflation. How's that for straight and to the point? Here's more. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
80% of youth in Arizona don't drink, smoke, or use drugs. Want to know the reason why? It's you. Kids say not disappointing their parents is one of the main reasons they choose not to drink or use drugs. Visit talknowaz.com because while you might worry you aren't getting through, you are. Keep it up and stay up to date about the latest Arizona drug trends at talknowaz.com. This message is sponsored by the Substance Abuse Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
Last year, the Niners upset the Cowboys 23-17 in the first round of the playoffs. Dak and the Cowboys looked to cool off a red-hot San Francisco team and move to a championship game for the first time since Troy, Emmett, and Michael roamed the sidelines in Big D. Cowboys at 49ers. The winner moves on. Sunday at 4 p.m. on your home for the NFL playoffs and Super Bowl 57 live from Glendale. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. And no, we're probably not going to do a rundown on everybody that everybody has interviewed. We'll just assume that everybody is interviewing everybody. And yeah, you'll find out what happens. There's no point in trying to figure it out, break it down. You know, it can give you a little behind the curtain look at radio.
Okay.
In the world of radio,
yes,
not for us here at CRC Broadcasting. CRC Broadcasting, we're not a big company, so we're more direct and straightforward. But
we like to call ourselves homegrown,
or we're just like a family business, right?
Yeah.
So with the big boys, when the corporate stuff happened with corporate radio, once you see an ad show up saying like help wanted for this, that, or the other thing in radio, it's already filled. They've already found a guy, and they're only posting that for the EEOC, employment stuff. It's true story. That's the way the business works. Yeah, at CRC Broadcasting, we don't do it that way. We'll put out if we have a need, we'll put it out, and then we'll go from there. Keon, he can attest to that because he went through the whole process. And, it wasn't one of those things where the ad was up and it was already filled. The ad was up and Keon won the job.
And
so
I can also attest to the other side of the process where I applied for jobs that I couldn't have possibly gotten.
So, and I think some of that is happening in coaching. And I know there's the Rooney Rule, and it's a shame that we need it, but we do. But there's the Rooney Rule, and there's other things. So you see all these people coming in, and they are interviewing everybody. And they already know who they want. They already have an idea of how, the top maybe 2 people or 3 people. So, whatever's going to happen, who they're interviewing doesn't matter. They'll let us know. So you can speculate all you want. We can have as many conversations as we want, thinking about what Awesome Fart is going to do, or thinking about what Jim Irsay is going to do, or any of these guys, anybody's going to do. It's already kind of figured out. It ain't right, but that is the way it is.
Yeah, they sort of already have a clue. I do think it's worth following just a little bit because certain teams have guys they definitely don't want. So if you don't see a guy come up connected with anybody at all, then you go, okay, they're just not interested, for instance. And I don't think the Panthers requested DeMeco Ryans. They're just not interested. Right. They're looking for a big splashy hire, and he doesn't fit that particular thing.
Well, that's because the Panthers owner is he's very competitive. Yeah, he wants to make a big splash. He thought he was making a big splash when he got the dental smock in there, and that didn't turn out too well for him. Now he's got another do-over. He wants something with star-spangled explosions and eagles flying across the heavens, things like that.
Beer Bob says, hey, did that Veasan update just say that Dallas is coming off a victory Monday night against San Francisco? We're going to give you another look behind the radio curtain, shall we? The guys at Veasan, not very good at their jobs. Very possible he meant coming off a victory Monday night and will play San Francisco.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're not very good. 888-368-1580. Any other questions from behind the curtain? While we have it open.
I think that's all of them, but I'm not going to speak for the fourth dimension, I guess.
Yeah, if Veasan is propped up old Mushburger there with some scaffolding and duct tape just to get him on there. I mean, what are you expecting? Mr. Pringle says Dak Prescott was damn impressive last night. Okay, let me tell you what I have been saying. I said it yesterday before the game. I said it after the game. Dallas equals Vikings at fraud level. And I said the Buccaneers are a team that is very beatable even by the frauds. So you're going to see if Dallas is a fraud or not the next opponent. And guess what? They're playing an opponent that is going to show you exactly how fraudulent they are. When you have that defense that the 49ers have, you're going to see the Dak Prescott you're used to. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's also, I mean, I'm actually interested in that game a lot because I think that there is a way to get to Brock Purdy, but
don't tell them.
Is the Cowboys defense capable of doing that? Because it's one thing to do it against old man Tom Brady, but when you've got McCaffrey and Deebo Samuel and George Kittle going around,
they have
everywhere.
a solid running game and some easy dip and dunk guys.
Yeah,
if there is trouble.
Yeah, this next game, the Dallas Cowboys are in for a game this time. It's not going to be easy riding going in there. And I didn't think Dallas was up to the task last night. Boy, did they prove me wrong. And was it that Dallas was that good or Tampa Bay was that bad?
Tampa Bay was that bad.
That's what I think.
It was obvious. It was more Tampa Bay being bad than the Cowboys being good. Well, now, of course, the stats will tell you the story differently. But if you were watching the game, no, it was all about just suddenly Tampa Bay forgot to show up.
I do think the Cowboys had a game plan of getting really physical with Tom Brady. I don't think I'm not going to put it all on Tom Brady, the Buccaneers losing, but I did learn something about Tom Brady. Tom Brady does not want to be hit anymore.
Who does?
I mean, but like there was a time where Tom Brady, even though he never liked it, he would stand in the pocket and take the shot. Tom was throwing the ball to people, to nobody in particular.
Let me tell you why. And this, I would bet in other situations, you've seen him be regular Tom Brady who stands there, throws the ball, takes the hit. He's okay. You know why you don't want to take a hit right now? Because you don't believe in the team you're on. You know your defense is letting you down every time they are trying to stop a ball.
It's true.
You know that to go up to the next game, it's not going to get any better. He had that look on his face and that sort of body language about 5-6 games ago, if not more, where he's just kind of like, this is just pointless. Why we can't do anything with this. I can't do anything with this. And he sure gave it his best try. But as he watched what the defense did last night, you could tell he just was like, yeah, I'm not going to take a hit like this in a playoff game we can't possibly win. So yeah, he's going to throw it in the dirt instead of trying to make a throw and take that hit. Don't blame him at all. Is he perfect? No. Has he lost a step? Yes. Is he still a great quarterback? You're damn right he is. And he deserved better than what the Buccaneers gave him this year, especially knowing that this could be his last game or season or two.
Yeah. I don't know how else for them to kind of come back and retool. I don't know if I'm not going to blame Chris Godwin necessarily, but these Buccaneers receivers, Mike Evans and Julio Jones in particular, are at an age with some of the injuries that they've had too. I mean, Julio Jones has had some terrible injuries lately. They can't separate, and there's nobody open.
They all look like sort of depressed too, don't they? Godwin was hurting. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
Mike Evans, these receivers, they kind of have like a unhappy look on their face.
Yeah, well, part of it is that Tom didn't have enough time to get the ball downfield. And so when you're a receiver and you're running this route, you're going downfield, then the ball never gets there. So then they had to switch back to this dink and dunk, but you're down 20 or whatever it was at the time. It's just like, we're going to dink and dunk and we need to go the whole length of the field. We need big plays, but the offensive line wasn't holding up. I actually look at the receiver numbers and go, no, those guys played pretty well. But without an O line to hold up, Tom can't get him the ball.
Beer Nuts and a lot of other people are seeing it in a different way. He says, "How about them Cowboys?" And he's laughing. He says, "Super Bowl bound."
Oh boy,
might want to pump the brakes on
pump
that.
the brakes. Yeah.
I just for the last 25 years, have you not learned? Maybe don't say that about the Dallas Cowboys.
Super Bowl runs through San Francisco. Better pump the brakes a little bit.
Yeah, and so the Cowboys are playing the 49ers, right?
Yeah.
Right. So if they survive the Niners, they won't survive the Eagles. And I don't think they'll survive the Niners. I just don't. I mean, I gave them at least the benefit of the Buccaneer doubt when I said what I said yesterday. But now I just no, I don't think so. Heavy Metal Maniacs, he's a happy man. He says, I could have swore, he's talking about the Sun, says, I could have swore I saw Cam Payne play last night, and Cam Johnson's supposed to return this week at home. Help is on the way. But as for last night, he says, Tom Brady is going to retire. I firmly believe the Cowboys made him look awful. They exposed the team that they are. He was just throwing bad passes. It was a terrible game for him in general. Never seen Tom like that before. Go Cowboys, he says. Now, here's the thing. You can have a bad night. He had 3 good games leading up to this. And, that team is the problem. And he's contributed some, but I think we figured out the reasons. Big Jard says, question for Behind the Curtain. I better pre-read this.
Behind the curtain. We need to have some sort of behind the curtain music.
Yeah, he says, how come the same update kept playing last week during the blender and Keon had to keep cutting it off mid-update? He handled it like a pro because somebody else, I guess, was not doing their job. And if that happened all week, then somebody should have stopped that earlier in the week, but I wasn't around, so sorry about that. Wilbur says, do you know what bothers me about the Dallas-San Francisco game? I'm going to treat it like I'm watching NASCAR. I'm only watching for the accidents. Okay. Watching, right, Wilbur? Against the spread says Dallas is going to absolutely nowhere with that kicker. Even though they won against a terrible Tampa, I'm raising the red flag of caution for that team. Steer clear of big D betters. Niners are going to thrash them. Yeah, the whole thing with Marr was just surreal. I'm thinking? I think Marr, he missed all them extra points. He watched Tin Cup, didn't he? He had to have watched Tin Cup right before that. If he didn't, Mike McCarthy did, because I don't know about you. I think after the second missed extra point, we're going for 2. Well, because what do we have to lose? Because out of the 5 times they could have gone for 2, they would have made it a few times. Against the Buccaneers, maybe every time.
I felt so bad for him after the game because here it is one time after a game, he's fully clothed, he's trying to get to the bus. He just wants to get out of there, and the reporters find him and they're asking him questions. Did you see the look on his face? He's like,
no, I didn't see
I just want to get to the bus. I don't know what happened. Where am I?
Yeah. I mean, nobody ever wants to talk to that guy until then. So Baker's Cocky Hen says Geno Smith looked better versus the 49ers than Dak will this weekend.
Don't know about that.
I don't know about that, but it depends because, the 49ers have this guy named Nick Bosa. If he gets some shots on Dak, it's distinctly possible Dak could look absolutely terrible.
I don't think the Dallas Cowboys are going to look like they did last night against the San Francisco 49ers.
No.
I think it will be a vastly different game.
They haven't looked like that against anyone for how many years? 30? Beer Nut says 49ers and the rookie quarterback are due for a loss. Cowboys defense will put that rookie in his position. Next stop, Philly. No. Listen, will that defense give him some trouble? Yeah, but I think he's got the poise to handle that. And I feel like Shanahan is a good enough coach to make whatever adjustments to the game plan as the game is going to counter that. Will they sack him? Yeah, they'll probably get him. Will it be a hard game for him? Yeah, probably. But I feel like he'll raise to the challenge because here's why, Beer Nuts. Both sides of the ball. Both sides. Defense is going to, be taking care of business. The 49ers defense will take care of business against Dallas. And this offense will be far more competitive and competent than the Buccaneers were. So trust me. If you go back and look, you think, this Cowboys defense, we all thought, this Cowboys defense, who the hell used it in fantasy football after a couple of weeks? Nobody.
Yeah, right. They weren't stopping anybody.
Exactly.
So it's
You stop the Buccaneers. Let's see what you do.
But
What'd you do with the game before? What'd you do the game before that?
I will say that I was reading something earlier about Brock Purdy and how he was last week. He was 9 of 20 on throws where there was a defender within 5 yards of the receiver he was throwing to. So unless the guy's really open, he's not really completing those throws. So if Dallas's defense is able to get to Brock Purdy, get pressure on him, and stop those receivers from getting open, which again, when you see how many weapons he has, and you know that Shanahan's scheme gets guys open, it's easier said than done. But that's an if you can keep somebody in those windows, you can get to Brock Purdy, but that's tough.
So Jerry Jones, Mike McCarthy, Dak Prescott, they're all like, oh, no, Brett, Mr. Maher, Brett Maher's our guy. He's fine. Even though you could read the lips on Dak Prescott, how pissed he was that he was missing these extra points. He's like, I talked to him about that. It's just a moment and everything, but we all believe in him. I guarantee you right now, here is the audio coming from the practice field in Dallas. Jerry Jones. Again. Kick it again. Another one. Again. I don't care if you're tired. Kick it in. Again.
I don't know if you saw on Twitter last night, but I saw this morning, and I about lost my teeth. I was laughing so hard. Jerry Jones tweets out last night, if you're in the stadium and you can kick, we have a jersey for you.
Did he really?
That was from his Twitter account.
But you believe in him.
That's so funny.
But you believe in him, Jerry.
Has to be a fake Jerry Jones.
No, you would have to, but it had the blue check mark of authentication and all that business.
Doesn't mean
what it's used to
these days.
Yeah. So, I mean, can you see him out there? I mean, if somebody in this stadium can kick right now, I got a jersey for you right now. Just go down to the field.
Talk to his son. You get your ass down there and kick. I'm tired of carrying you on my back, you son of a bitch. I mean, seriously, it was bad. But yes, I would imagine Brett Maher is going to be practicing about 12 to 14 hours a day, every day, right up until game time, because you just can't have that again. That was one of the worst things I ever saw. You felt so bad for the guy. You also were like, pull him out of there. What are you doing? Go for two. The Buccaneers haven't stopped anything you've done. You don't feel confident enough to go for two every time? This is not fair to that poor guy. I don't know what his problem was, if he was hurt or anything like that. But,
or if he just missed the first one and then just got too far inside his own head, because that happens.
Yeah, Heavy Metal Maniac says, guys, the Cowboys kicker was 50 of 53 for the year. He had an off night and it didn't cost him the game. Yeah, but so that's a huge concern going into the next game, because you might be in a closer battle where it really, really will matter. So I guarantee you they're practicing him until his leg falls off. We got to take a break. We'll be back with more. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
This is Aaron Warby, host of the Bulls and the Bears radio show, sponsored by Online Trading Academy. I am here today to make the statement that just because we're in a bear market does not mean that you have to be losing money. Just like Michael Burry and Warren Buffett, bear markets should be where real generational wealth is created. But most will follow the same broken strategy that lost them in the last bear market. We are inviting you to come to an intensive 3-day trading and investing class where we will show you the trading and investing strategies of the market wizards. This class is typically $299, but right now, for 66% off, you can join us in this class. Just call 8448-TRADER That's 844-887-2337 and tell the operator you want the $99 3-day class, or text $99 to 25029. That's $99 to 25029.
Your home has gone way up in value, but have you taken advantage of it? This is Rob Canier with a phenomenal opportunity to tap into some of your home equity, earning tax-free income and eliminating your mortgage payment while staying in your home as long as you want. With home prices leveling off, don't wait to learn more about the new reverse mortgage. This is a safe and proven money-saving and tax-free income opportunity for homeowners age 62 and older. Call me, Reverse Rob, and learn more today at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
The most important event in sports could happen at any time.
Like right now.
Or right now. Or even now. Don't miss history. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, or at 1580thefanatic.com.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. So it's not just Utah Tech at GCU tomorrow night at 6:45 p.m. It's also Indiana at Illinois. That's on Thursday at 6:15 p.m. So we got a bunch of college basketball for you. 888-368-1580. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. I don't know if I said that. So let's get back to the text line. A lot of people have a lot to say about what happened last night to Tom Brady and the Buccaneers, or really what they've done to themselves. Watermelon says, Jeffrey, I don't know if it's been brought up, but were those footballs last night at the proper PSI? Doubtful. Yeah. I mean, listen, Tom Brady's a cheater. Always been a cheater. He's always going to be a cheater. I am sure those footballs were underinflated. But like when they played the Colts, it didn't matter. Either way, it just didn't matter. Fifth letter says, keep Tom Brady far away from the silver and black. Word on the street is Devontae Adams is already making calls to Aaron Rodgers. Just win, baby. You'd be a fool to not want Tom Brady as your quarterback, as long as you know you can put together a good offensive line to give him that extra moment to get the ball where it needs to go. You'd be a fool.
You would. But I do understand why someone would hesitate, though. It's getting very hard in the NFL today to really put together those offensive lines that Tom Brady would need. That's the reason why we see so many mobile quarterbacks. The game's getting faster, so the linemen are getting a little bit smaller. So that means that they kind of have this disadvantage against a lot of these defensive guys. And it's hard to build the offensive line around a pocket passer in today's NFL, especially one that's 45 years old.
Well, I'm still thinking if you got a good O-line, you want Tom Brady.
Yeah, if you've got one already, but it's not.
How's the O-line for the Raiders? Is that any good?
The Raiders have a good one. Raiders do.
Who else does? My Colts. But I mean, they were injured this year, but I think
but when they're healthy, you want Tom Brady on your Colts?
Yeah, I
really?
take him.
Okay.
Why not? If we're going to get the first round pick quarterback, if we actually do make that little trade, why wouldn't we want Tom Brady there? You play Tom Brady, you let the kid learn from who? The best player that's ever played the game in the history of playing. Hell yeah, that'd be a great way to do things. And then next year, you let the kid take over whenever Tom Brady's done. Hey, if it's not the Colts, this should be the same formula for anybody and everybody, unless you've already got an established guy. 49ers, you don't need. Brady's not on contract next year, is he? Did he sign a 2-year, or he's at the end of a 2-year?
I think he's got one more year.
Does he? Well, if you do, you could trade Brock Purdy for Tom Brady, and I think everybody could be happy after that. But outside of that, I don't know where the hell you'd send Tom Brady unless they don't have any kind of quarterback at all.
See, I thought Tom Brady's contract with Tampa Bay was up, and I thought he was a unrestricted free agent. So
no, Tom's got another year.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I mean.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
There's a trade that can be made between the 49ers and the Buccaneers. I mean, the Buccaneers probably love to have Brock Purdy. And then the 49ers still have Trey Lance percolating there. Maybe there's a deal for him. I don't know. It can be done, but fifth letter, fine. If you don't want him as a Raider, I respect that. 888-368-1580. Heavy Metal Maniac says, guys, the Giants are going to shock the Eagles. Okay. Don't know if I can get on board with that.
Not impossible.
So they're going to beat the Niners. Cowboys are going to shock the world. All right, I'm dreaming, but dreaming big. Damn it, it's been too long. Last time I can't remember the last time I seen this team in the playoff game. 92.
I would put more stock in the Giants shocking the Eagles than the Cowboys shocking the 49ers.
I agree. The Eagles aren't 100%. Jalen Hurts is not 100%. That offense is built around him and what he does.
Yeah.
So if he's limited in any way, can't throw the ball the same way, can't run the football the same way, that hurts Philly a lot and opens the door for New York.
The Giants have a lot of momentum going into this game, man. I know it's a tall task to ask, but look, man, the Giants played pretty well this past weekend.
They did, and this is the third time they're seeing a divisional opponent.
Yeah,
and we've seen this so far in the playoffs. That third time is tricky. It was tricky for the Niners and the Seahawks. And it's gonna be tricky just regardless.
But you got Jalen Hurts back.
Not 100% though.
Eagles are a solid ass team. Some teams you can see 3 times in the season and still have trouble. I don't think that the Giants are going to have the same kind of good luck game that they did last time. Sorry,
look at the Bengals against the Ravens. Third time. They just met them just last week before they played them again this past weekend, and it was 10-9 in the third quarter before things started going.
One Tyler Huntley fumble away from that game going a very, very different direction. And we would all agree that the Bengals are much better than the Ravens are right now. So that third time, and I don't think the Giants, by the way, got lucky last week. If anything, the fact that they had to struggle at the end of the game to win it was because there was an actual what was it, a roughing the passer on Daniel Jones that just didn't get called. If that gets called properly, I don't even know if that game's as close as it could have been. They allowed the Vikings to come back with some officiating, but I don't think that the Giants got lucky. They straight up manhandled Minnesota from start to finish.
I just don't see the Giants surviving the Eagles personally. I mean, I maybe I'll change my mind after I look at more stuff, but not feeling it. I didn't feel the Cowboys beating the Buccaneers originally. And then the thing is, it wasn't you guys talking me out of my pick as much as it was, good God, I hate being on the wrong side of Tom Brady history. And he always does that to me.
That was my first thought. That's the thing is, like, anytime we get to the playoffs, there are 2 things that I know to be sure. At some point, the Cowboys will choke. And at some point, Tom Brady's going to win a game he's got no business winning.
Well, I guess not.
Not this time.
Heavy Metal Maniacs, thank you for that. Let's see here. Swuzman says, remember the old saying, you couldn't hit water if you fell out of a boat. You couldn't hit the broadside of a barn with a handful of sand. And my new cliche, you couldn't kick an extra point even if you had a steel leg and a rocket booster on your foot. You know, it was funny whenever my wife has got like some sort of instinct when it comes to kickers. She'll sit there and she has a high level of accuracy saying his stance is wrong. He's going to miss. And sure enough, he misses. And each time she's like, he's still too wide. He still ain't right. She saw it coming every time. So yeah.
She have a little soccer in her background? Does she have a little soccer in her background?
I've never hit her.
No. Has she ever played any soccer? Has Alex ever
soccer.
played any soccer in her background?
Jeez. That is a horrible allegation to make that I'd soccer.
I would never do that to you. Never.
By the way, guess who would win that fight?
She would.
So back to your question. No.
Huh.
No.
I thought maybe it was based upon a childhood of playing soccer or something.
No, she was.
The setup is not right. I could see. I could see it now.
Right? No. She just has an instinct. She's watched football since she was like 4 or 5 years old. She's a huge fan.
Well,
and listen, she was a track and field runner. And believe me, I know it took me a while to catch her.
Well,
888-368-1580. Watermelon says, I think Brady is on that 1-year contract right now for $15 million. So 1 more year for $15 million. Right? Yeah. I'd take him. I mean, I don't even care what you guys think. I'd take him. Baby Got Dak says Tom Brady will end up on Miami because I don't think Tua is going to play again. They already tried to get Brady in that shady meetup on that boat that Brian Flores got fired for because he refused to be part of it. So the rumor had also been Sean Payton and Tom Brady walk into Miami and take over. And you have to wonder if this whole Sean Payton and Tom Brady walk into thing could still be a thing. I mean,
Tom and Sean could talk about it, but the Dolphins can't. And the reason why the Dolphins do not have a first round draft pick is because they tried to last year.
Can I tell you who's probably talking about it? The Saints. That's one this nagging thing I see just sort of floating there in the background. I could totally see Sean Payton kind of looked around and he's like, this is not going to be fun. I'm out. And let the other guy handle things. But if he were to walk back in, to the Mercedes, is it the Mercedes Superdome, whatever the hell it is, and he was to walk back in New Orleans and he's got Tom Brady in tow. Yeah, I think that's just the easiest thing for him to do. He knows the ownership. He knows the situation. He just needs to bring in some people to help support Tom Brady. That right there, I'd say, has a high probability of being the future of Sean Payton.
Tom Brady to New Orleans.
Yep, with Sean Payton.
Interesting.
Maybe I just don't see the Saints going, yeah, we're moving in a new direction. We've allowed Dennis Allen to come in, install things, set up everything, and then
Dennis Allen. If you all have made out Sean Payton to be the second coming of coach, so hey, listen, this Allen kid, he did a good job. Good luck to you at your next team, and he will get picked up and hired. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, the Saints would take this deal in a heartbeat. They would take Sean Payton back, Tom Brady in tow.
I don't see it.
It's show business. It ain't show friendship.
I get that, but I'm just saying you when you move in a different direction and you make certain decisions, like, okay,
how'd that direction go for the Saints this year? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's just 1 year. Why go 1 year? And actually, they were in play for that division.
Because you can get another Super Bowl.
That's not a guarantee there. It's just, I don't know. I just don't.
Okay, let me help you out here on the thinking. Okay, you get Sean Payton, Tom Brady in tow, and you get at least one really great year. Okay, and other free agents will want to come play with Tom Brady for his more than likely swan song. Looking at the draft sheet here, let's see. So, am I looking at this right? Does New Orleans have the 10 pick, or does Philly have the 10 pick?
Philly's got the 10 pick.
So where New Orleans does not have a first round pick?
No.
Okay, well, that's bad for them. Why? Because they need a quarterback in the worst of ways, right? Oh, well, what can we do for a year until we can get one?
I don't see, but this is our difference of opinion here. Is I don't think that Tom Brady is just going to step. He's not at the stage of step in, make team Super Bowl team anymore. That's Tom Brady's gone.
But he'll give you a damn good year and possibly get you there as long as you get some good pieces around.
To me, he looked older than he's ever looked.
But the 3 weeks before that, he looked like same old Tom Brady. Give him a chance. He'll continue to be same old Tom Brady.
I didn't think that he was same old Tom Brady 3 weeks ago. But again, that's just
for the last 3 weeks, he's played closer to that. I'm saying he's
closer,
effective and good at what he does.
He's
give him the chance.
But I'm going to try and build for future, and that may include, by the way, tanking, which Tom Brady cannot help me do.
But what future do you have with no first round pick this year? And if you're going to tank, well, that's just
why
and sad. And I don't think that New Orleans is up for that sort of thing.
Well, look, you try and build the best roster you can and put a bridge quarterback there until you can get a guy. But Tom Brady isn't a long-term answer, and I don't think that he's a short-term answer right now at this point in his career.
Mr. Wilbur says that does sound like a joke. Tom Brady and Sean Payton walk into a bar. Yeah, and they do a podcast and they sort of give you a preview of what could be. All right, maybe not in New Orleans, but somewhere. I think that is going to be the tandem deal that brings Sean Payton to whatever team he goes to.
Miami, I can see.
For me,
New Orleans, I don't see.
New Orleans, I gut feeling if nothing else, but what do I know? 888-368-1580. Tron Slater says, Jeffrey, who was the better collegiate player, DeAndre Ayton or Mario Bennett? DA exited the tourney in the first round. Bennett went to the Sweet 16 in 1995. That was Northside Guadalupe's best basketball team in the last 30 years. I don't know. Sounds like you're just answering your own questions over there. So what do you want from me? All right, we got to take a break. Hour one is done, and hour two is next. I see a bunch of texts that are still sitting there waiting to be read on the text line. We'll get to that right away, and then we're going to jump into a bunch more football. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun.
They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're starting to speak another language, like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
Babbel.
Babbel. Go to babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
When it comes to covering the high school sports scene in Arizona, AZ Preps 365 has all the answers. Every Saturday morning from 8 until 10, they break down games, interview the newsmakers, talk with coaches from around the state, and stay up to date with what's happening with prep athletes and breaking news from the Arizona prep scene. It's AZ Preps 365, 8 till 10 Saturday mornings on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Remember when you could go to the doctor and actually leave feeling better? Hi, this is Dr. Stephen Katz. The problem with our healthcare system is the focus on the system and not on your healthcare. At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our doctors are experts in full spectrum healthcare using a natural approach. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men and women's health. We help people find relief when other doctors have failed. Our naturopathic doctors can restore your pain-free life using cutting-edge regenerative treatments. We can also help restore balance to your immune, digestive, and hormonal systems. Addressing your cause can also improve both mental and emotional stability. If traditional medicines aren't working for you, don't you think it's time to start feeling like yourself again? Call us. We're the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, Arizona at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161 or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
Eating, working, living pain-free. These are a few of the things many of us take for granted. Yet for many United States military veterans, finding and affording oral health care is a challenge. Dental Lifeline Network is looking for dentists who can change this. Will you volunteer to help people like Richard, a U.S. naval veteran who suffered severe PTSD after his service? He was left homeless for a period of time, and his oral and overall health are suffering. Because of congressional limitations, the VA can't provide the dental help he needs. Through our Will You See One Vet program, we focus on helping U.S. military veterans like Richard. Now we are seeking more general dentists and specialists to donate treatment to at least one veteran with special needs. When you volunteer with DLN's program to see one vet, we handle the details so you can focus on the care. If you are a dentist or know a dentist, please share this message and help us make a difference in the life of a veteran in need. Visit willyouseeonevet.org to learn more. That's willyouseeonevet.org.
KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down. Because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, buddy, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rhodes in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Cautiously optimistic about ASU's chances against UCLA in that basketball game here coming up on Thursday. One thing that I did see, Michelle Gardner reported that the FS1 announcers are going to be doing the UCLA ASU game remotely. And she says that is hard to fathom for a game of that magnitude. I'm like, well, I don't give a crap where these guys sit as long as the game is on. I'm just happy the game is on. I think we've proven over the last few years the announcers can do it from home. Kevin Harlan called a lot of football games from his house in his underwear, and he did fine. Nobody knew any better. I don't know why people are upset about this.
I guess just because it was hit or miss. Like Kevin Harlan, obviously, is just going to sound like Kevin Harlan. You couldn't tell that he wasn't there. That's how good he is. But I know that there were some games, especially on the ESPN, the Pac-12 games, when I was watching them, where you could tell that they were kind of detached from the game, and they just sounded a little bit off, that they weren't actually there. There are these big moments in the game, and they weren't as pumped up, I think, as they would have been if they actually were at the game.
But that's fine. You know what? I honestly don't care if the announcers are excited. It's annoying when they're really bad, but for the most part, I'm watching the game to see what happens. I'm rooting on the team that I love, and I'm just glad it's on the TV. If you get FS1. Hey, by the way, I got to make my change from DirecTV to the YouTube TV pretty soon. Is the FS1? It's on the YouTube TV.
Oh,
right,
yeah.
Brandon?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Just checking. Everything I need is there, right?
Everything you need is on the YouTube TV. Yes, that is correct.
Yeah, going to make that change here pretty shortly. I don't know if I'm paying ahead of time or behind. You know what I'm saying? If I pay ahead of time, I want to cancel. Then they're like, "Ha, we got your money." And I got to pick the right timing to do it. Is what I'm trying to say.
I see.
I got no reason to keep it anymore. No more reason. I'm going unplugged. No way.
He's cutting the cable.
I'm cutting the cable. Cutting the umbilical cord.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I refuse to do. I 3 different times I had an opportunity to cut the cord, and my response has always been, "Do you not have somebody more qualified than me to do this?" Because I feel like they should be the one doing this.
Exactly. Yeah. I didn't go to like 12 years of med school to cut the umbilical. You cut the damn thing.
Yeah, I feel like you might be better. And then I remember because the one time I did see that done, the doctor's like, kind of gave me that pansy look. And now she had a visor on her face, cuts the cord, and you know what happens? Blood squirts right up on her visor. I didn't have a damn visor. So I was just like, see. Anyway, what were we talking about? Oh,
Cutting
yeah.
the cord.
Yeah, cutting the cord.
FS1.
Against the Spread says, wrong, Rando. You can't watch the Suns on YouTube TV. They don't carry Bally Sports.
They do not carry Bally Sports. That is correct. You have to get Bally Sports Plus.
Oh, God damn. How much does that cost? Because I do like to watch some Suns games.
I don't know because I refuse to get it. I'm sorry. I might do it because the Diamondbacks. I'm intrigued by the Diamondbacks this coming season. So I might,
why do you refuse to do it? Why? Why do you refuse? Drop the Playboy TV and just get the Bally Sports.
Bally Sports Plus, by the way, $20 a month.
I'm weighing it.
Yeah, you get the Suns, Yotes,
$20 a month. So that's it's 240 bucks a year to watch Diamondbacks or Suns.
It's all of them, Diamondbacks, Suns, and Coyotes.
All right.
I just feel like it's kind of stupid for all these places to have these streaming services and continue to fleece the American public. I mean, give me a break.
Well, I don't feel fleeced. I feel like I'm about to
do.
save money, even if I got YouTube TV for $65 a month, and then I tagged on Bally's for 20. That's $85 a month. I'm still saving a couple hundred almost off of DirecTV.
Mm-hmm. So, well, wait until you get the ESPN Plus, and then you get the Disney Plus, and then you get
all that stuff.
Discovery Plus. Now you're back
I
up
already
to
have all that stuff.
You're paying for everything that you already just got rid of.
I already have those things, so. I'm still, for me, saving money. You know, I'm not tagging on more. I ain't tagging on no more. Ain't no more damn. That's the only reason I was glad I didn't have to go to Apple TV for the for the Sunday ticket, because I just don't want to tag on more. I'm saving money in this deal. I ain't spending no more.
Well, good for you.
Yeah,
good for you. I might get the Bally's Plus though. Maybe.
Watermelon says, Keon, can you confirm? I am pretty sure he's currently a free agent. That Tom Brady. I think we did confirm that, didn't we? Did you confirm that with your own eyeballs there, Keon?
Yeah, I looked it up on the Spot Track.
What's the Spot Track?
That's they've got all the
contract information for all the pro athletes.
Mm-hmm. Jesus Christ, send me a link for that. I didn't even know that existed.
Oh yeah.
Oh, look at everybody's
what do you think
contract.
I'm looking at on this computer over here?
Is it Spot Track or Sport
I
Track?
always just imagined women. You know,
I've got a
slide.
computer at home for that.
Well, I don't know if you're sliding right or
you have a computer at home for women.
Which way does you swipe? If you like a girl, which way do you slide?
You swipe right.
It's always right is right, left is wrong.
Yeah, left is no. Get out of here.
Righty tighty, lefty loser.
You know, take off. Woo, hi, how you doing? So there you go. That's the difference.
Mm-hmm.
Thumb. I like you, don't like you. Like you, don't like you. Got it. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, the Spot. Send me a link for that. Whatever the hell that is. Jagdog says, did you guys see Brady trip and kick that guy after he threw the interception? Dirty old man. Yeah, and I'm feeling like he might actually pick up a fine. I mean, they didn't flag him for it, but they absolutely should have flagged him for it, because that was dirty pool right there for sure. He just didn't know what else to do. He was desperate. He was frustrated. Well, that's the same excuse to all the guys get, all of the defensive players get. So no flag. They didn't even say anything about it on the broadcast. You saw it later on social media more than anything, but it was a dirty play. And 10 years ago, he got fined $10,000 for kicking Ed Reed in the old crotch. So, I mean, I'm sure he should be fine. Will he? Yeah, they need to. I think fair is fair, but don't worry. He's got the cash. He can pay it. He has half as much cash as he used to, but he can pay it. Did you guys see the play?
I didn't actually.
He tried to slide in the guy like a quarterback doing, like sliding with the ball. And even then I was like, Tom, that's not effective. What do you even do? What you're going to hurt yourself before you do any good in what you were trying to do there. It was bad. Tom Brady, I don't know if you guys saw the post game, press conference thing. Sure sounded like he was saying goodbye, didn't it? Sure sounded like almost sounded like he was sort of saying goodbye to everything, because the way he was like talking to the reporters, he was like, hey, I really appreciate you guys and all you do. And at first, I almost thought I heard his voice crack, but then he kind of settled in and he's like, all right, we'll see you guys later. Bye.
Because I don't think he's decided yet, but it's clearly crossed his mind.
Or he thinks it might be, and so he got a little emotional. Then he realized, no, I haven't made up my mind yet. And he says, and just take it one day at a time. He has rushed decisions before, and it cost him a marriage. So he's going to take his time deciding what's what.
No, I don't think the retiring cost him the marriage. I think that was the jiu-jitsu instructor that cost him the marriage.
No, I think you're right. No, you're right.
Jiu-jitsu lessons is what cost him.
Gazelle will say,
yeah,
oh, it was because of that. No, you're right, though. The truth of the matter is, Gazelle's a hussy. She's a hussy.
Well, yeah.
She's
a very able to self protect herself with the jujitsu.
Mm-hmm. She's a dangerous, ass kicking, filthy whore. That's what she is. That's what she is.
I would agree with that.
Team Tom Brady. 888-368-1580. So I guess we'll watch and see if there's going to be a fine. There should be, if we're fair about it.
Did Tom take the Gatorade bottle with him?
The red one he's got?
Yeah, I have a theory about the Gatorade bottle. You know how they always have the Gatorade bottle up there?
Yeah. His Gatorade bottle is his. That's they
usually put one up there as like a prop, to promote the Gatorade there.
Yeah.
But it seemed like Tom took the Gatorade bottle with him. The prop.
So I think that was actually his.
I don't know.
think that's a prop.
You see, I need to find that picture because I think he took the prop Gatorade bottle.
Why would he do that?
I think maybe he was signaling his intention.
Was there white smoke coming from the chimney at the facility later that night? That's what you got to watch.
Maybe.
If it's dark smoke, there's no change. If there's white smoke, then now it's over.
Yeah,
or is it the other way around?
Yeah, see, I think it's. I think he took the. I think he took it with him. Hang on, I'm looking at you guys. You guys go ahead and let me do some research here.
Fair enough.
See, there's the white Gatorade bottle. It's up there on the stand. He did not bring that with him. And now, he just put it down. And now he just put it down while he was doing his. Yeah, see, he walked off with it. Yeah, it's over.
Swozman says, was it just me, or did Brady seem like he sort of had a noodle arm? Maybe he needs some new glasses. He missed a lot of easy throws. Obviously, Brady can throw the football farther than we can, Jeffrey, but he is in our age group. Nah, listen, again, you want to call it a bad night. You want to call it that he was playing a little bit scared because the all O-line was doing nothing. Any of the above, all of the above. But I'm just not ready to cash in on Tom Brady completely yet. Boomer Sooner says, good day, guys. Can I get a warm German Oktoberfest beer, please? Dude, it's January.
A warm
Oktoberfest
German
was over
Oktoberfest?
months ago.
That
sounds
one
nasty.
left here. I mean, wow.
Hey, Lost Toby says, first day of my new job complete. I need a beer or 8, please. Yeah, things are that bad for the ACLU, huh?
Wow.
Random Texture says, speaking of Tom Brady, have you seen the meme that's out there that shows Tom Brady with his eyes closed in frustration, and the caption is, should have picked my family? Big George says, wow, $240 a year to watch last place Diamondbacks, sucky at the moment Suns, and crappy Coyotes all in one place? Well, that's a hard pass.
Yeah, but George, I I've been reading up on the Diamondbacks. Look, they're not going to contend for a pennant. They're not going to contend even for the NL West. But I've been doing some reading on these young Diamondbacks, and depending on what they do here in the next few weeks, I think will be a telling tale of what this team does as they go into camp here in February.
Fair enough, but $240 a year, Randy?
Maybe.
Yeah.
But
if you pay a year in advance, I wonder if it's cheaper.
See, the problem is I feel like Bally Sports Plus should be paying me to have to listen to Steve Berthume.
Yeah. They're like, hey, you don't even need Ambien. Okay.
Right.
This is cheaper than Ambien.
I sleep so well in the summer because I can watch Diamondback games and fall asleep to Berthume's tones.
Cardinal Art says Brady just needs to go back to the Patriots and ride on into the sunset. He's becoming La Brady, going team to team,
Yeah.
He's been on two teams.
Yeah, but you know what? After last night, it was ugly, man. It was ugly last night. God, I wish we could go back a season or so he could ride off into the sunset on it. That's the way Tom Brady should have gone out. Instead of going out with Father Time catching you, nipping at your heels, you go out with a brand new Super Bowl ring
He
on.
might. You know what? Here's the deal. That is a good point, Randy. That's a damn good point. Let me help you out here. Tom Brady's looking at the situation. He's seeing it the same way I'm seeing it. He knows what he needs, and he knows where it would work. He walked into the damn Buccaneers and gave them a Super Bowl pretty damn quick.
Exactly.
All right. So now he can walk into another team and be part of a Super Bowl. So if there's a team that is well put together, just add quarterback, maybe another receiver, and him and Sean Payton walk into that place and do that thing, he will play another year. But if he doesn't see that opportunity, if he doesn't see that, he might be like, you know what? I went out in a playoff game. That's how I'm just going to go out.
See,
I went out in a playoff game.
I can't see him going out after last night's fiasco.
I know I don't see it either, but it may be. He may be using where I go next. What will the Buccaneers do? Are they going to fix this? What will another team provide that'll allow me to get number 8? So I walk out of here with it extremely, if not impossible, for somebody to end up besting me. He got to laugh and watch all Peyton Manning's records start to go boop, 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 and fall away. His holy crap. I mean, I never say never. I know a lot of people say these records will never be broken. Damn hard to break these records, man. Damn
because
hard.
some of these records are just, you've got to play football at a high level for 23 years to get some of these records. I'm not saying it's impossible, but Tom Brady and LeBron are going to have some records where it's just like, you're going to have to do this for 20 plus years straight. No real injuries, no real fall off. Who can even do that?
7 Super Bowls, good enough. 8, 5-figure death punch. Pow! Flying Monkey says Tom Brady will not even sniff another Super Bowl. His window's closed, man. Don't believe that. I don't believe that for a second. It might be closed if he can't put himself into a better situation that helps compensate for a little bit of what he has lost. I'm not saying he hasn't lost anything, but he still has more than most starting quarterbacks have right now. Blissful Hayes says, just for bleeps and grins, Monty, Cardinals' new general manager, should hire Monty Python as the head coach. Blissful Hayes, listen. Monty Python is a group of people, a couple of which are already dead. John Cleese, I believe, is in his 80s. While he could silly walk himself into the end zone, not likely that he's going to be able to do a whole lot to win a game. So probably not going to happen.
Yeah,
not the worst
Hayes,
idea I've heard on this show, but not good.
Blissful Hayes, as a Cardinals fan, I fart in your general direction.
Agreed. Kiss the Cook says, don't know what was wrong with my Cowboys liquor, but last night he couldn't get it over the pole if his pants were down and he was standing next to it.
Good heavens.
The Cowboys have a liquor?
Ooh.
He sure as hell wasn't kicking.
I think he really needs to do the spell check.
Wow.
Hey, I forgot to ask, any update on Russell Gage? That guy, that was scary. He got himself a concussion and maybe a neck injury. He said, last I heard, he was moving all his extremities, but they were still checking him out at a hospital. He's going to be okay, I'm sure, but that's a season-ending kind of look right there. I mean, not season-ending, but like career-ending almost.
Yeah,
that was
a scary moment.
Yeah, they don't know anything new. Just that they're keeping him there to run some more tests, and that he said on Twitter that he's doing great.
Carl Art says, so basically what you're saying, Jeffco, Brady to the Saints, Rodgers to Tampa Bay, because I don't see him going back to the Pack. And speaking of drinks, can I have a double shot of Crown, Randy? Maybe, yes. There's my answer right there. Hamlin Porter says, I saw a report that says people are accusing the kicker of point shaving. Unless they've got his family in a bunker with guns to their heads, no. There's no chance.
There's no way. And I don't know exactly how he could know to do that. Because he didn't know that the Cowboys were going to roll like that when they showed up. How could he know that?
Most people thought this was going to be a whole different game. So, by the way, I don't know if you've seen the video. It's scary. It's very unsettling. Almost to the point where it make you nauseous. I don't know. I wish I hadn't seen it. But did you guys see that video? Talk about Mike McCarthy putting on a big chain and dancing after the game. Oh, dear God. I wish I'd never seen it.
Yeah.
As I said on Twitter, I'm pretty sure that chain smelled like ranch dressing and bacon after it was over.
I'm sure.
It was hard to watch. But if you want to see Mike McCarthy doing one of the worst dances you will ever see, my Twitter is @RadioPal1580. Scroll down, you'll see it right there.
I have to drive home later, and I prefer not to be blind.
Yeah, you should wait. But you should definitely watch it for no other reason. I had to. Big George says, poor Russell Gage. I feel bad for him. Word has it that he was being carried off the field. Russell Gage said, fire Todd Bowles, retire Tom Brady.
No,
that
George.
Was just in your head, George.
Yeah, that was in your head.
Kiss the Cook says, kicker, I meant kicker. This effing autocorrect. Okay, whatever you say, Kiss the Cook. All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, we've got some Cardinals stuff to talk about. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. Sorry, Randy.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-813-8757 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-813-8757. That's 800-813-8757. What do you have to lose? Call 800-813-8757. Again, 800-813-8757.
3 little words no parent wants to hear.
My tummy hurts.
And it always seems to happen at the worst times, like in the middle of the morning rush when you still have homework to check and lunches to pack. And of course, you're already late for work. Luckily, there's Pepto Kids. Pepto Kids chewables provide fast relief for common stomach issues, turning those 3 words into these 3 words.
I feel better.
Bad time for stomach upsets? Good time for Pepto Kids chewables. Fast relief for little tummies. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
A sapiosexual is a person who's attracted to intelligence. Do you choose brains over beauty? Like mind over muscle? Prefer Shakespeare?
To be or not to be?
To a puppeteer?
Hey, which one's the dummy?
So if you are sapiosexual and your current conversation is about to get, shall we say, intellectually stimulating, reach for Shakespeare Vodka, a thoughtfully engineered spirit with pure, smooth flavor that tastes like poetry in a bottle. Shakespeare Vodka, the taste of intelligence.
Last year, the Niners upset the Cowboys 23-17 in the first round of the playoffs. Dak and the Cowboys looked to cool off a red-hot San Francisco team and move to a championship game for the first time since Troy, Emmett, and Michael roamed the sidelines in Big D. Cowboys at 49ers. The winner moves on. Sunday at 4 p.m. on your home for the NFL playoffs and Super Bowl 57 live from Glendale. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Dave Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. We got 2 tickets to Havoc Vice. That's right, GCU tickets for Wednesday night. Utah Tech, the Mormons visiting the Christians at GCU.
Not just any Mormons, just a technical Mormons.
Technical Mormons. Which they're scientific Mormons. They're the Mormon scientists, I think.
High tech.
They're high tech Mormon scientists. They're good at 2 things: basketball and Mormon science. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So we got your tickets for that. Be listening for your cue to call in and win. Mr. Pink Eye says, question for Jeffrey: who would you rather have for the Colts, Brady or Aaron Rodgers?
Because Rodgers can still kind of move around a little bit, but also he's Rodgers and you don't like him.
I don't like Rodgers. I don't like Aaron Rodgers, but as far as who could
you like Tom Brady?
Yeah, I do. I've grown to like him. Okay. I think he learned cheating from his daddy, Belichick. I don't care for that. But
as many times as Tom Brady has beaten your Colts,
we've beaten them too. It hasn't been a one-way thing, but
but they cheated to beat you.
Yeah, they did. They didn't need to.
Aaron Rodgers has never cheated.
But him.
He might be a douchebag, but he is not a cheater.
I feel like if you said, okay, you got Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers, who do you want? My next question is going to be, who is better at making the most out of wide receivers that you don't ever hear about? Meaning, because my team doesn't have a whole Paris. We got Paris, but outside of that, we don't have a whole lot of great wide receiver talent right now. But of course, with this draft pick, we could probably get some. If we had Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers come strolling into Lucas Oil Field. I think that my heart would say Brady, but my brain would say Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers, golly, God, that's hard to say.
It seems like Aaron Rodgers does more with less.
But here's the thing. We've seen Aaron Rodgers do less with less this season as well. He has not had a great season himself. Brady has had moments where he shows up as Tom Brady and other times where it's not quite there. But Aaron Rodgers been kind of consistently Aaron Rodgers. So I wonder if Aaron Rodgers hasn't lost too much. Good God. I didn't realize this would be so complicated.
Aaron Rodgers is still closer to being Aaron Rodgers than Tom Brady is to being Brady.
In your opinion.
Well, here's Brady. Here's Aaron Rodgers. If Brady has come down a little bit, and Aaron Rodgers has come down a little bit less, still a big space between the two, if you ask me.
I don't know. I don't think there is a big space between the two personally, but I never saw them as that far apart. They're right there.
And if I could get Bryce Young sitting on a bench behind either of them, I don't know if Aaron Rodgers ain't helpful. I think just being around Tom Brady is helpful. Being around Aaron Rodgers ain't helpful to a new quarterback. You think?
I don't think so. He doesn't strike me as the person that wants that. And if because for him, it's about squashing competition. He's just not going to help you if he thinks that you can even remotely have his job.
Mm-hmm. Hefty Lefty says, who wore it better, Mike McCarthy or Papa Kirk? Sadly, it was Christian Kirk.
Which is an amazing thing to have to say.
That's how bad the look was on Mike McCarthy, this big fat bastard dancing around with this chain. Kind of like, it was like a parody. It was like a Saturday Night Live parody right there. That's how bad it was.
I agree. Yeah.
Kiss the Cook says McCarthy was doing the quadruple truffle shuffle. You are correct. With clothing on even. 888-368-1580. Let's change gears. Let's talk about your Arizona Cardinals, Randy. I know you're probably not.
We have to.
Yeah. But we do. We do.
Have we hired Brian Flores yet?
You have
not yet,
You have
but he has sort of emerged as somebody that is probably going to be your guy.
I don't know if I'm happy or sad about. Now, listen, nothing against Brian Flores, but is he going to be the guy that can handle Kyler Murray? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I'm just thinking out loud. Go ahead, Jeff.
You didn't cut me off. I don't know who you're talking about. It's your team, man. You can cut me off all you want. It's your team. Okay, so Austin Furt, as I call him, Awesome Fart.
Yes.
You got the seal of approval from Michael Bidwell. So which means Awesome Fart is the guy who's going to choose. Does Brian Flores fit into the Awesome Fart thinking? Don't know.
See,
does Kyler Murray fit into that thinking?
Well,
probably.
The thing about this GM dynamic is the guy comes from the Patriots. He had a long run with the Patriots. He had a long run with the Titans.
And not even at the GM level, but as an assistant.
But he showed enough talent and wherewithal and football brains,
right?
That he jumped out. And if we didn't get him, somebody else was going to get this talented young man.
Doesn't mean he's the right guy for this team, though.
That's true.
Because you are burdened with Kyler Murray, and I know a lot of people would love to have that burden, but you're burdened with him, and that was probably the whole thing. Bidwell wanted a guy who could figure out how to make it work for Kyler Murray because he was all in with that money.
If you bring in Brian Flores, okay, he didn't really like Tua Tagovailoa. Remember all that? He didn't want Tua Tagovailoa.
Why was that? What was the story on why Brian Flores didn't like it? I thought the story had been because it wasn't the guy he wanted. It wasn't his guy, and he was forced to take Tua. It doesn't mean Tua is a jerk. It doesn't mean Brian Flores wouldn't have liked him as a person otherwise, but he might have just been. And if he has got that sort of attitude against being overridden on a position, to bring him in for the Arizona Cardinals, this is a guy who can get bitter about small things.
Well,
and those small things could be Kyler Murray.
Well, the thing about it, I like the way you did that.
Thank you very much.
I would expect nothing less.
Thank you.
You stopped short of brilliance on that. See what I did there?
I saw you did it. Nice.
I've been around you too long.
Can't help it.
Looks like you've learned a little.
There you go, Keon. I was wondering when it was going to come out.
Wow, Keon.
It's all the small things.
I like Brian Flores. I like the way I like his approach to the game. I like the way that he is a defensive-minded head coach. I like his approach about being above board and doing things the right way. I just don't know if he's the guy for this. To get Kyler Murray motivated and moving in the right direction. I feel like we need some sort of offensive guy to come in and work together with Kyler Murray. I don't know that Brian Flores is the guy.
I just know that look, because Tomlin's not an offensive guy either, right? But I was watching Kenny Pickett this year. First off, Kenny Pickett got better as the year went on. But secondly,
that's Kenny Pickett though.
That last game, Kenny Pickett throws the touchdown against the Ravens, and he's coming back to the sideline. And Mike Tomlin, you can see his mouth on the camera. He goes, Kenny MF and Pickett, because he's already got that bond with him. I don't think you have to be. That's my point. Is that I don't think you have to be an offensive guy to build that relationship with the quarterback. And just given that Brian Flores is a good friend of Mike Tomlin, they kind of come from that same school of thought that we're going to be tough, but we're also going to form bonds with our guys.
Yes.
I think Brian Flores can do that.
Buda Baker, I believe, will flourish. Isaiah Simmons will flourish in Brian Flores' run football team.
I like Brian Flores. Don't get me wrong. I always felt like he got hosed, and I think he's going to be a good coach. One thing we're all forgetting, he's interviewing with other people too, right?
Yeah.
There's other people interviewing him. He may look at the Cardinals and be like, yeah, I'm going to pass on this one.
See, I don't know that Brian Flores is the right guy for Kyler Murray. And since we're stuck with Kyler Murray, you know what I mean? We have to make this piece kind of work for a while. I don't know that it's I would love Brian Flores to come here. You know what I
he
mean?
ain't taking no crap off a little Kyler Murray.
But
he will send him to his room without any supper
that's
and probably a sore ass after the beating he gives him.
If Kyler Murray can respect him and can play along with him, and he can motivate Kyler Murray, and he can get into Kyler Murray's space and help him develop, then I'm all for it. I just unless you bring in somebody alongside Brian Flores to develop Kyler Murray to the next level, it may not be the best fit for the Cardinals. That's all I'm saying.
Against the spread says Jerry Jones is having Mike McCarthy given a custom chain made for his big win last night. It's made of interwoven onion rings dipped in honey mustard sauce. That'd be nice. You will never see it.
I have a quote, by the way, from
part of it might get wedged under one of the fat rolls.
Yeah.
You might miss it, but most of that chain we will never see.
That's a good point.
I mean, it's gone to history, quite frankly.
Mm-hmm.
But I did see a quote from Monty Austin-Fort's press conference, and he said, "We're not talking just about collecting talent. We're building a team. We're going to look for the right type of players. Ego will not be tolerated in this organization. We're going to look for
Kyler Murray.
Driven people who will be willing to put the team first every step of the way."
You know,
that's sucker.
That's great and everything, but Steve Keim said stuff too. I mean, a lot of it's just flowery words.
I'm just saying, a guy that was was in the front office with Bill Belichick, a guy that worked in the front office with John Robinson and Mike Vrabel. When he says that carries a little bit more with me. He's not kind. But he's more than that, and we've seen that people respect him.
Is Mr. Bidwell going to respect that and allow him to do his job, though? That's the question I have.
Here is what Bidwell says. He possesses every attribute of a successful GM: passion, leadership, intelligence, work ethic. His extensive experience has clearly prepared him for this role. We could not be more thrilled to have Monty and his family joining the Cardinals. Blah, 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 blah.
We'll have to see. We'll have to see, because I was reading an article yesterday about the people in the league talking about Mr. Bidwell being one of the worst owners in football.
I don't think that's fair. Although I would not be surprised if Awesome Fart comes walking around a corner and he walks in a room and there's Bidwell sitting there with Keim. Like, what the hell?
I don't know if that's fair either, Jeffrey, but you know who wrote that story, right? Or at least who was putting that out there. Mike Jurecki, who put out all that stuff about Steve Keim that turned out to be absolutely true about how nobody in the league respects him. So if you're saying that people in other circles in the league look at Michael Bidwell that way, fair or not, that's the perception.
So here we are right now, the potential favorite, Brian Flores. And if not Sean Payton, is there anybody else that you feel makes sense for these Arizona Cardinals?
I just don't want to start. I don't want to go in. Brian Flores, I can accept that. I can be okay with it. I can say I can get behind that move, because Brian Flores, I think, is a great man, and I think he's a good football coach, and I think I can jump on his football
my kind
program.
of coach.
You know what I mean?
My kind of coach.
No nonsense, just kind of straightforward. Let's get the job done. But I understand Steve Wilkes was that way too. I didn't have a chance to get to know him, but I don't want to see some flash in the pan come in here, some offensive or defensive coordinator that's looking to get a first-time job. I want somebody established that can take this team and shake it out and get this thing back on the tracks and get it moving in the right direction. That's what I want to see.
I have a question, and I'm going to tell you real quick so you can look it up. Has Brian Flores interviewed with my Indianapolis Colts? Because I think he'd fit in there really nicely. Really nicely.
He has not, no.
Well, I don't understand why not, because the Colts are trying to talk to Dan Quinn, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Don't think he needs to be a head coach anywhere. He needs to keep being a good coordinator.
Colts are looking at Quinn, D'Amico Ryans, Eric Bieniemy, Shane Steichen, Raheem Morris, Aaron Glenn, the D coordinator with the Lions. Yeah, that's mostly it. There are a couple other names that I don't quite recognize, to be honest with you. So those are the names that stuck out to me on their list of people they've requested to interview.
Yeah, they need to be talking to Brian Flores. Absolutely. Flying Monkey says Brian Flores is a great choice. I think you mean would be, because nothing has been made final just yet.
Yeah.
Blissful Hay says if new Cardinals GM Monty there wants to win, he's going to have to trade or release Kyler Murray. Well, I see it that way. You see it that way.
Well, I mean,
Keon does not see it that way, and I don't think Bidwell's going to see it that way.
I don't know that that's an option right now. You cannot just trade or release him. You can't just pay the guy, $200 million. Then he blows his knee out in a game for you, and then you just throw that money, in the wind. I mean, tell me one other football team in the NFL that has done that.
You will the dead money on the cap will be insane. You won't be able to put
worth it?
Yeah, you won't be able to put
any moves.
You won't be able to put talent anywhere. Get another quarterback and build
what's my crazy plan one more time. You draft a new quarterback and you sit Kyler Murray out, let him pout, and you play that quarterback on a rookie deal. You still have to pay Kyler Murray, but at least he's not hurting your team. You keep him from you let him get fresh and fixed up, and you trade his ass to somebody else to remove that cap hit. You're probably going to have to deal some money and other stuff too, and you just start over with a new guy. This drives Keon bats every time I've said it.
Just
but
because
you
could, but you would have a guy you are paying a ton of money who cannot help you because he's on the sideline.
Pretend it doesn't exist. Look at the guy you got on a rookie deal who's making that happen, and just pretend you're paying him all that.
But that's not what is actually happening.
You
cannot build around this guy if you're still paying Kyler. And if you trade Kyler,
I don't know how we're going to get along without you, but starting tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock, we're going to try to find out.
You still get dead money. You still have dead money for a trade as well. So I don't understand.
Kyler, come here. Kyler Murray, here. Here's a controller. Go in that room. All right, we'll see you later. He's busy. Let's go.
He cannot help you. And this is why I never liked the Aaron Rodgers. They were trying to move on from Aaron Rodgers and they drafted Jordan Love. Congratulations.
Another team will take
now you have a guy, maybe not coming off the ACL. Maybe they might have to see Kyler play first and go, okay, that still looks like the old Kyler before they make that move. You might be stuck with him. So just play it out and at least get to a point in the contract where
I'll sit his ass down.
It makes sense to part ways. You can, but your team will suck.
No,
I'm telling you.
Not if I work out a way to. I got a pretty good draft pick this year.
Okay, congratulations. You burned it on a quarterback and you can't protect him. What if you get his ACL blown out too? It just doesn't make any sense to me.
I'm a damn visionary. Swazman says Tua needs to retire and keep his brain unshaken. Yeah, I think he might need to at this point. It's been too much. That kid may need to be done.
I remember near the end of Wes Welker's career when his helmets were getting bigger and bigger because of the concussions. And then some teams
got crazier and crazier.
Yeah, they just stopped signing him. People stopped offering him anything. They didn't give him workouts because protect that guy from himself.
Navy Devil says it'll be kind of weird if the Cardinals hire Flores. He named the Cardinals in his lawsuit against the league before, Well, I guess that'll be one way to look at the lawsuit.
He added them in the lawsuit against the league because of the
Wilkes jumped on board the lawsuit as well. Yeah, it was class action.
But still. Blissful Hayes says Bidwell messed up. He should have traded Keim, Dingleberry, and Kyler in one deal. Nobody wanted Keim.
Trading for any.
Nobody wanted Dingleberry. Yeah. But nice try. Cardinal Art says, Randy, Keon, this is exactly why the Colts don't have a quarterback. Wow. Pour me up another one, Randy.
Absolutely.
Listen, I'm not in control of the Colts.
Jeffrey's not the actual GM.
Just saying. Sometimes you got to break some eggs if you want to make an omelet. And it's just listen. And nowadays, with as expensive as eggs are, that's a damn good analogy.
Break the eggs that you can actually eat.
I can eat a lot of eggs, Keon. You have no idea how many eggs I can eat. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
As a kids, we all loved hopping on our bikes and hitting the road.
I'll be back for dinner. See ya.
Well, bikes just got reinvented for us big kids. If you haven't tried an electric bike, you have no idea what you're missing. Hit the road, the trails, or the beach by pedaling or not pedaling.
It's like being a kid all over again.
Start with the best. Hemingway e-bikes are the best fat tire electric bikes sold. Since 2017, Hemingway is known for durability, price, safety, and fun. Hemingway is the long-range e-bike experts, taking you faster and farther on a single charge. Hemingway sells direct to the consumer, ships right to your home, and has over 2,000 five-star reviews. Choose from 7 models, all with an unprecedented 2-year warranty. Find out why over 50,000 customers call Hemingway the best e-bike there is. Go to HemingwayEbike.com. That's HIMIWAY ebike.com. Now save up to $250 with promo code FANATIC. Go to HemingwayEbike.com.
When it comes to covering the high school sports scene in Arizona, AZ Preps 365 has all the answers. Every Saturday morning from 8 until 10, they break down games, interview the newsmakers, talk with coaches from around the state, and stay up to date with what's happening with prep athletes and breaking news from the Arizona prep scene. It's AZ Preps 365, 8 till 10 Saturday mornings on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Hey guys, it's Stephen McCollum from the main event here on 1580 The Fanatic. NFL division playoffs are coming this weekend. We keep you updated on the teams and all the news around the NFL. ASU and Arizona have UCLA and USC in town this week. We look at the games. Coyotes are in a slide and the Suns also. What is in the future for these two teams? So join me, Stephen McCollum, on the main event, Monday through Friday, noon to 2 p.m. here on 1580, 99.3 FM, The Fanatic.
Download the Fanatic app. News, scores, social media updates, and more on your smartphone, on your tablet. The free Fanatic app, available at the Google Play Store or the App Store, and at 1580thefanatic.com.
Sitting Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Cardinal Art says, I bet Irsay sounds exactly like Jeffco in the meetings. You know what? I'm crazy, like a fox. I'm not on drugs, though. That's the only difference right there. I'm not on drugs.
So you haven't eaten nearly enough mushrooms.
No, not nearly enough. I do like mushrooms on pizza, though. Fish Tank says, Tua should probably hang it up, but he's going to keep playing. If you get Flores in Arizona, your defense will likely get a lot better, but your offense is probably going to suffer for it.
Well, it depends on who he hires.
Your local Dolphin fan.
Depends on who his OC is, because he doesn't call the plays on offense. So it's,
maybe somebody will come into town with an air raid offense. We can finally
with an actual air raid. Imagine that.
So, all right. So a lot's been said about your new GM and who might be your next coach. Right now, trying to figure out what the hell to do about DeAndre Hopkins. And, so here's where they are. I think they got a 30 and 3/4 cap hit in this next season on DeAndre Hopkins. He's got another year, right? He does have that year left on the contract. And, I think they're trying to figure out, do we trade? Do we let him find his own way? I don't know if his contract includes no trade clause where he has to agree to wherever he goes. I just feel like you want to try to keep him. I do feel like that you try to extend him so you can spread that cap hit a little bit because you need some more pieces. But him and Kyler Murray, they were at odds, but you can't deny on the field that connection was there. That chemistry from little quarterback to big time wide receiver was absolutely there.
Yeah, I mean, I think the connection was real. The bottom line is just keeping these guys together on the field. I mean, last year there was an injury down the stretch that hurt Kyler Murray and D-Hop, and then there was a suspension this year, so there was no real connection early on. And then when it did get here, then Kyler ended up getting hurt, and D-Hop got hurt. So it's really damaged. I don't know. I kind of think you make a trade, you get some draft capital, you start building this team around a D-Hop trade, and see where you can go. Look, we're not going to be a contender next season. Just not going to be a contender. You don't have your quarterback. One is hurt. He's not going to be back for the full season. You're in flux with a GM and head coach. You're going to have a whole new offense. I can't see us going to the to winning the division next season and possibly in the playoffs next season. I think I'm a realist as far as that goes, having been a Cardinals fan for as long as I have been. I just think this is a time to make some moves and shore up the foundation of this team.
I don't think you're wrong, Randy. I don't want to agree because I like D-Hop, but
no, I love D-Hop. Don't get me wrong.
He's only under contract for one more season, and he's 32 years old. So unless you plan on re-upping him at 33 for the season where Kyler's actually healthy, this is the time to move him if you're going to move him.
Yeah, he had 64 catches for 717 yards, 3 touchdowns, and he only played 9 games. And if Kyler Murray was in the right headspace, it would have been a lot better. I feel like you should try to keep him, but you're right. I guess if this is the time, this is the time. I mean,
and the cap hit that he has is 26 mil. So if you can move him,
that's 30.35.
Well, that's his total salary. But I'm saying the cap hit itself, because the if you count all the base salary and the signing bonus and all that stuff. But I'm just talking about what part of his salary counts against the cap. It's 26.
26, 30, guess it don't matter because
it's a lot of money is what I'm saying.
like,
it's a lot of friggin' money, and you can use that space to build.
I just think that with the new GM, now you have an actual GM in place. You know what I mean? Instead of a fanboy. You've got somebody GM that might be able to do some damage in the draft, work some draft day trades, work some free agency trade. I mean, Keim wasn't terrible with free agency. Let's face it. You know, he did get Chandler Jones. He stole Chandler Jones from Belichick. He got a D-Hop and he got J.J. Watt. You can see what you will about J.J. Watt, but he was helpful to this team.
Oh, yeah, he was better than a lot of these guys.
So, I mean, Keim did have his positives, alleviating the fact that he could drink any bar dry in the Valley. The guy did have some pluses to him, but maybe with this guy, we can actually make some trades. So, on draft day, we can actually draft some people that pan out for us. I mean, imagine that. If we could get some real actual draft capital to work for this team, oh my God, this could be great.
I have seen it happen, and it's very nice. So there's one little bit of unfinished business, and that's Cliff Kingsbury. The word on the street was he bought himself a one-way ticket to Thailand, and it took off. And everybody's like, well, okay, well, he's going to get all that money from Bidwell. Why not go enjoy your best life? Well, his agent needs to be on the phone with him saying, dude, you got to answer your damn phone, because if you don't do your due diligence and have some of these interviews, some people are asking for him for offensive coordinator because they're stupid, but they're still asking. You have to be at least making the visual effort to interview these jobs, or else there could be a clause in that contract that says he has to do his due diligence to try to get other work, because that's only fair to the Cardinals. The Cardinals are just going to sit there and pay a guy for doing nothing. And it may be in his contract that he might get nothing if he doesn't make the effort. That is a common thing in a lot of coaches' contracts to, ease the burden on the team that he was on. So, or at least they have to pay the difference. So if he says he gets an OC job at the Panthers and they pay him, let's say, I don't know how much Kingsbury is supposed to make, but let's say they paid him $10 an hour, and then the Cardinals are going to pay him $12 an hour. Now they only have to pay him $2 an hour for being gone, and then somebody else has to pay most of the freight. So I'm just saying that might be in that contract, which is guaranteed through 2026. So if I'm the agent and he has the same agent as Kyler Murray, I'm losing my damn mind right now. He's in Thailand. He's not answering his phone. What the hell? That could be a huge problem on him getting a buyout, and could end up being a thing where they are actually legally able to cancel his contract. And he comes back from Thailand saying, wait, where's my money?
Where's your house?
Yeah.
It's not going to be there, man.
What happened? One-way ticket to Thailand. What a moron. But maybe he said, I got enough money in the bank, and if they don't want to pay me the rest of the contract, fine, I'm good.
And look, if some team looked at Cliff Kingsbury and thought, well, he sucked as a head coach, but maybe if offense was the only thing on his plate, he might be useful. Now would be the time to go get that job. Don't be gone and out of the league and out of work for a year or two, and then come back and try to interview with somebody when they've forgotten you exist, and other hot offensive coordinator names are available. The league might just pass Cliff Kingsbury by if he doesn't work this out properly.
It just show up for the damn interview. If you want the money, show up for the interview. But again, like I said, maybe he's got a nice little chunk of money and he's like, I'm done with this nonsense. The truth is, I know I'm not good at this. So why? Leave
it to the possum to play dead. That's all I'm saying. Just leave it to the possum.
It's just that that agent, and I'm no fan of the Eric Burkhart, but he gets
one-way ticket to Thailand. That's a possum move to me.
He gets a cut of whatever the contract is, so he's obviously
too bad for you.
On the hook here. Going, you know what?
Maybe he already knows he's got something that he gets to go to. He's pals with Sean McVay. He used to be tight with the boys in New England, and they should use some help. The problem is the only chance he has of being an offensive coordinator is if nobody saw him coach last year. So you got to find whoever never saw you coach last year. Make sure they don't have access to any of the tapes of you coaching last year.
Pretty sure that's what's happening in Thailand.
Somebody who's been unconscious or in some sort of a coma for a while.
It's not even that crazy. The Patriots looked at the horror show that they had last year and thought, well, even Cliff Kingsbury might be better, and had interest in him. And then he bought his ticket to Thailand and left.
The Jets, the Patriots, the Commanders, the Titans, the Rams. How much would you lose your mind if suddenly Cliff Kingsbury was your offensive coordinator in Washington there, Keon?
The Washington Commanders haven't made me cry since I was a child. I would cry. I would cry real tears.
I'm not gonna lie to you. It'll be like Christmas.
That would hurt.
For your new coach of the Indianapolis Colts, Cliff Kingsbury. What? Now I need the mushrooms.
Just like I could just feel my stomach turning right now. And I do not want that. Not even as a hypothetical. I do not want that.
Randy, we just found it. Cliff Kingsbury. Cliff Kingsbury.
There's no flash anger. I might actually have a stroke. Oh boy.
A-Wings 22. Hey, buddy, we hadn't heard from you in a minute. He says, I read in the New York Post today that Thailand's government said they did not allow one-way tickets to their country. Interesting. By the way, how would anybody know which way ticket he bought? That could be just some journalistic boo-boo right there. You're like, hey, I bought a one-way ticket. He's out of here. Yeah, you're right, A-Wings 22. How would anybody have that unless he says, I bought a one-way ticket? And that, I don't know. Yeah, that's a good point.
You know what? Maybe the guy's just taking a nice long vacation. Do you blame him?
No, but this is not the time for that if you're trying to preserve your guaranteed contract.
Yeah, I agree.
You need to be having conversation, unless he's going to be doing Zoom calls from Thailand.
I agree. Yeah. Pick up your phone, man. But
Cliff, you ever heard of Hawaii? Cancun?
Hawaii's for standard people.
Oh, yeah,
Cliff Kingsbury.
He's on a budget. Yeah, Hawaii's very expensive. Big George says people wonder why we didn't like the hiring of Cliff Kingsbury. He's a dolt man. He's a man whore. He only got the job because his good looks. He couldn't win with Patrick Mahomes, his quarterback in college. Patrick Mahomes, people. Cardinal Art says Kingsbury will be the OC for the Commandos next year. Don't worry.
Why would you say that? Please don't.
Rise up.
Don't you, Ricky Bobby, put that evil on me.
Wow.
Don't you do that.
He just broke out Ricky Bobby.
Oh yeah, I did. I do not want those problems.
Don't Ricky
dear
Bobby,
sweet baby Jesus,
put that evil on me.
I pray to you, the Heavenly Father, sweet baby Jesus, that Cliff Kingsbury becomes the offensive coordinator for the Washington Commanders. Please, God bless you.
Rise up.
Thank you for all the presents.
I would rather Major Tuddy be the offensive coordinator.
Major Tuddy. You know, it is the Commandos. That might happen.
Yeah.
And by the way,
it's possible.
They're getting. They feel like they're getting close to having a new owner for your team. By the way, they're saying that, I thought it would go for 7, but now they're still saying $5.5, $6.5 billion will still be a record. But I really feel like somebody's going to walk in at the last minute and say, "Nope, I got this." And I'm thinking Bezos at the last minute, just spocking everybody and going, "Done. There you go. Keep the tip. Keep the change."
Yeah, everybody's bidding right now, and he's just sitting back. And the moment that the price is close to final, then he'll jump in, and because he can outbid everybody if he wants to, but then he'd just be bidding against himself.
You want some improvements at that stadium. If you want a new stadium, anything you want, you better hope it's Bezos, because after spending $7 billion, who's going to have any money left over for any improvements?
If Bezos takes over, then the Washington Stadium it'll be like the Jetsons' house. it'll be space age, man, efficient in every way.
Just flying cars.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
Exactly.
I'm here for it.
Yeah.
I might want to visit FedEx Field at that point.
Well, because there's not going to be raw sewage pouring onto you.
Yeah, the only people who want to go to FedEx Field right now with the raw sewage, kinky Germans. You know how they are. Cards Chappie says, what is the betting line on whether Kingsbury's Instagram model girlfriend is currently in the Thailand? I think somebody said she was. They said posted up some pictures and stuff like that. So
who cares?
Fish Tank says, when you have as much money as Cliff has, nothing is ever a one-way ticket. The second when he wants to leave, that guy can leave. Swave Dave says, Jeffrey, if you called Kingsbury call Paco Possum. Why didn't you call Monty Possum Fart? Well, that's Randy who calls Kingsbury Possum. We're talking about the GM, and his name is Awesome Fart.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Awesome Fart.
Yeah.
Big George says, I think I might be having a stroke. I just heard the Jetsons ding in my head.
Yep. No, you
Yeah, we
heard it.
didn't-
No, that was
we
correct.
didn't hear it here. That was
Yeah.
in your head. I don't
Didn't
know what
hear
you
it
think
again.
you're hearing.
Yeah.
We don't have access to that kind of sound effect.
Nope.
George, you may want to go to the doctor. You think George's doctor has a step stool? You know,
Yes.
He has to.
George's
I'm pretty
sitting
sure
on that
everybody in
wax paper.
George's life has a step stool.
It's like that Geico commercial where the doctor tries to measure head too tall Jones.
Yeah.
And then the measuring thing only goes up to his like chin.
When Big George gets ready for a colonoscopy, they're like, well, we're going spelunking. Here we go, boys.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Get ready. Hold on to the rope. We don't want to lose anybody this time.
Oh. No.
All righty.
No.
Hour 3 is the Daily Blender is up next. You're on 1580, The Fanatic.
Splash.
Hold me there.
As a Walgreens pharmacist, I talk with people all the time about little tips and tricks for filling their Medicare prescriptions, like taking advantage of Walgreens 90-day refills to save them a trip, or using Refill by Scan, which is super easy and right on your phone. And for anybody worried about prescription costs, I say, hey, we got you with low-cost copays on many medications.
Let's talk about making things easier. Walgreens is here. Fill your way and save at walgreens.com/Medicare. See pharmacists for restrictions and exclusions.
If you are an IT professional looking for an opportunity with great benefits, the freedom to creatively solve problems in a career with great growth potential and a team environment, look no further than Affinity Technology. Serving the Valley since 1992, Affinity Technology is looking for a level 1 tech to develop and deliver excellent solutions and outstanding customer service. Visit atechaz.com/jobs and get started with your future today. That's atechaz.com/jobs.
Get ready for an insurance blowout. Homeowners, auto, businesses, we're blowing them out at ridiculous prices.
Let's face it, it's next to impossible to make insurance exciting. That's okay. At Cole Hayes Insurance, we're not about the flash, but we can save you cash. Cole Hayes Insurance is an independent agency that shops all the insurance companies they represent to get you the best rate for your homeowner, auto, business, or commercial needs. Contact Cole Hayes today, online at mycommercialinsurance.com. That's mycommercialinsurance.com.
If you're age 62 or older and own a home, this message is for you. Reverse Rob here, Money Radio's expert on reverse mortgages. Learn how to tap the equity in your home and increase the quality of your life by earning tax-free income while protecting your other retirement assets. Join us for our free Second Saturdays webinar every month to learn more. This is not too good to be true. All you need to do is reverse your thinking. Call me today, Reverse Rob, to learn more at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
Wake up and text. Text and eat. Text and catch the bus. Text and miss your stop. Wait. Text and be late to work. Sorry, I'm late. Text and work. Text and pretend to work. Text and act surprised when someone calls you out for not working. Who, me? Text and meet up with a friend you haven't seen in forever.
Hi.
Oh, hey. Text and complain that they're on their phone the whole time. Text and listen to them complain that you're on your phone the whole time. Text and whatever. But when you get behind the wheel, give your phone to a passenger. Put it in the glove box. Just don't text and drive. Visit StopTextsStopWrecks.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. We got some GCU tickets to give away here in the next hour. Be listening for your cue to call in and win. We got a pair of tickets for you to go join the Havoc as they host the Utah Tech Wednesday at 7 p.m. So be ready for that. Before we dive headfirst in all this football we got to talk about, there was one lingering question, one big question. Do beavers fart in the woods? I grew up in Oregon. I often wondered this very thing. You don't think of a beaver farting. Beavers generally don't fart. You think, well, they shouldn't fart, but they do fart. And now there's a video that you can see. Go to my Twitter at RadioPal1580. And it's right there. And it answers the age-old question, does a beaver fart in the woods? Yes. Yes, they do. And it was you got to watch this video. It's funny. It's one of the things where you're like, it's well, that's gross. Then you're like, but that's grossly funny. You should definitely watch it. It's been making the rounds for a bit here. It's an English beaver. It's cute.
How do you know it's English?
Because it's from England. It's an English. It's in a wood
Doesn't mean
area.
anything. Could be a German beaver.
I don't think so. During the war, the English beavers stayed in England and the German beavers stayed in German. And there's a big ocean between the two. It's called the English Channel. And they don't.
I don't know, Jeffrey.
They're very tough on immigration for beaver. Anyway, so I know you thought to yourself, have I ever heard a beaver fart? You might, but this is something different. I'm talking about just go watch the video at RadioPal1580. Breaking news, says Cardinal Art, 49ers, ex-49ers director of player personnel, Ran Carthon, has been hired by Tennessee to fill the GM position there. Ran Carthon. Yes, I saw that news alert, and the first thing I thought was, that's a made-up name. That is, somebody was drunk and just, Ran Carthon.
It's like when
probably Ryan Carson.
When I
it's
used
probably
to play
Ryan Carson.
The NCAA football game in 2005, and they weren't allowed to use actual player names, obviously, because they weren't paying players' name, image, and likeness back then. So it would just be computer-generated names. That's one of the computer-generated names. Like that's just the coach of some team that just got computer-generated, and that's a person now.
What's the thing where they rearrange all the letters and make something else an anagram? Take the Ran Carthon, you put it into a anagram generator, and let's find out what his real name is, because that's some made up crap right there. That guy is in witness protection. That's what I think, Cardinal Art. But thank you for the breaking news on that. Dropping the Soap says, if a beaver farts in the wood and no one hears it, did it really fart? Yes, it did.
Yeah.
Is adding, chemicals to the atmosphere, some methane, or as the English call it, methane, because it is a British beaver. I don't know. I prefer American beaver. Some people like the British beaver, but the British beaver's teeth are kind of messed up, so it's kind of weird. German beaver, it's like an angry beaver. You know what I'm saying? Nobody needs an angry beaver in their life.
Much less two angry beavers.
True. Well, bird in the hand. I don't know. Historian says, just if you want to know, just look for some bubbles behind the beaver dam. Good point. Yeah. That is some Richard Attenborough stuff right there, historian. Hattie Leverett says German beavers are incredibly efficient at building their dams. Yes, but then they try to take over everybody else's dams. Got to keep an eye on them German beavers.
You got to watch out for them.
And if you stop them once, they might do it again.
Jagdog says, weren't you a little hard on the beaver last night, Ward? It's damn right it was, lady.
Ran Carthon, by the way. Sweet beard. That's a nice
Carthon. Really, I haven't seen a picture of him. So I'll have to look.
Is he a Viking?
No, he's a Titan now.
That sounds very Viking.
Yeah, you think I think the Titans have got their. I think they got their.
I could see Ran Carthon as being a Titan. Titan. I am Ran Carthon. Yeah, I could see that.
Works for a Titan too.
I am Ran Carthon. Titan. Yes.
Fish Tank says you can tell it's an English beaver from his bad teeth and boring diet. Yeah.
Huzzah!
A lot of boiled fish, I think. Anyway, so if you've ever wondered the answer to that question, you're welcome. And by
right.
the way, I know I sometimes will tell you about stuff I put on at Radio Pal 1580. But these other guys, they got the Twitter addresses too. We are very bad at social media on this show, very bad. But I think maybe we could take an effort now and then. So here we go. I'm at Radio Pal 1580. Randy, your Twitter handle is. What's your problem? Did you forget your Twitter handle?
Oh, wait, yes. Okay, I got it. At Radio Randy 777.
You are correct. Keon, he has a Twitter too.
At Sports Cloud 1580.
No, you put the 1580 on it. That's nice. Waiting on you, Randy. Just waiting on you.
Anytime one of you guys want to show me how to get that done, I'll take care of it.
All right, remind me next time we're in studio together. I'll help you with that. King Kitten says, I like a big brown beaver. Fair enough. I think we all do. 888-368-1580. And
very educational this hour.
Hefty Lefty says, Bruce Jacobs' Twitter handle is at DTE3. Wait a minute. I'm pretty sure that's Donnie's Twitter handle.
Yeah.
I shouldn't know that.
Donnie is incredibly active on the Twitter, though. So, I mean, it's impossible not to see him.
He is sort of a sourpuss lately. I don't know why. Dirty Donkey says, saw the video. That was one wet and I am sure stinky beaver. You are correct. When he little fart bubbles, you hear him like. I don't know why. I just love that video. 888-368-1580. All right. So now that we've answered that question right there, now we have the divisional championships to wait. What is it? Is it divisional championships?
Divisional round now. Yes.
And then after that, it's the
championship weekend
champions.
Yeah.
And then after that,
Super Bowl.
Super Bowl. I'm not ready for this to be over.
I drove by the stadium here the other day. The State Farm Stadium, Silver Nest, as I like to call it.
Yep.
They're starting to put up the nomenclature all over the stadium for Super Bowl 57. They keep using the Roman numerals still, and I
don't understand that.
XVII, I believe, is XXVI, XVIIC, CXCMCK.
We don't use the metric system. We don't need to use the Roman numerals.
I know.
Put the damn number up next to it. 57.
57.
No one has spoken Latin in God knows
like
how long.
1,000 years.
Yeah, it's just what are we doing? What are we doing?
I mean, I appreciate people keeping that language alive, and it does show up an awful lot in medicine, and stuff like that. But
botany,
the Super Bowl doesn't need it. We need less letters, numbers, figures. 5-7. That's all you need. You don't need LXVIVIXXVIASAP.
Why is the NFL trying to look so intelligent?
I think it's supposed to be more like it's more massive, like XVI.
Is that what it is? Because I think it's I think listen, I think we can all agree the NFL, that's just a meat eater club. All right, just put 57 up there. We don't need all this extemporaneous XVII, all this business.
Here's my 2 cents. You don't need Roman numerals, just bold print.
Yeah.
And the thing is, at Super Bowl 50, they used the numbers so that they wouldn't have Super Bowl L, but that was the perfect jumping off point to just go regular numbers from that point forward. And then they just jump back.
Run with it. Swazman says, I was born on Super Bowl number 2. That's easy there, even in Roman numerals. Unfortunately, Green Bay beat the Raiders in Miami that day. I was born 15 minutes from downtown Chicago. The doctor told my dad, your wife and your kid are going to do great. Beavers, Hefty Lefty says. When Beaver gets sick, does the vet prescribe Monostat? It depends. Maybe the beaver is asked to drink a lot of cranberry juice. I really don't know.
Wow.
King Kitten says, Randy, why? 777. Jackpot. That's why. Yeah, why 777? You just like sevens. Well, you're going to have a reason for everything.
7 is my number. I like 7. Number of completion.
So, all right now at this moment, and I don't know if this makes it for a boring weekend ahead or an exciting weekend ahead, but all 4 home teams are favored in the divisional round. You look at the betting numbers, home team. I don't know what I'm picking just yet, but yeah, they're saying the biggest favorite is the Chiefs, number 1 seed, and they're favored by 8.5 points over the Jags. Then the NFC number 1 seed Eagles, they got 7.5 points over the Giants. So Bills 5-point favorites over the Bengals, and I guess the closest game, 49ers with a 4-point favorite over the Cowboys.
Only 4 points over the Cowboys. That's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, you can't give them more credibility because they beat the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers just looked like they didn't belong in a playoff game, actually. So I don't know. I mean, field advantage does play into this, but each one of these teams is just flat out favored.
Is it at the 501 Button Fly Stadium there in Santa Rosa, California?
I don't know what they call that anymore. I don't think it's Levi Stadium.
It's Levi Button Fly Stadium.
Okay,
yeah. 501 Button Fly. That was the official jeans of Randy White in high school.
Oh yeah, me too. Yeah, I didn't do the Wranglers. I did the Levi's. Guess jeans. Yeah, I guess you just paid too damn much money for their pants.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Get me a nice pair of Levi's. Starts the year dark as hell and crinked and crisp and fold, and then by the end of the year, you had a nice pair of faded jeans.
Oh yeah, you do. And you turn those babies into cutoffs over the summer. Yes.
Yeah. And how many times you were like, Mom, please buy me the jeans at the beginning of the summer so I can wear them in. I don't look like a dweeb on day one.
Yeah.
Can we just do that?
And then that chafing, that terrible chafing with the new 501s. Oh my God. Yeah.
You try it. You're like, well, I'll wash it like 2 or 3 times. It'll be fine. No, you needed like a week. Of just straight wash.
Easy week.
I mean, I could put them out in the rain in Oregon. That helps some, but I don't know.
Did you, I used to do this trick all the time with the button flies. I used to take them, I'd get them, put them in the dryer for just a few moments. And then put them on while they were still wet so they would form to my excellent body.
Thing. Yeah. We all did that. We all did that, but it was still like until they softened up a little bit. I remember when they started selling them pre-softened ones.
Oh yeah.
Pre-faded.
Yeah, I didn't do that too much. Did you do those?
They cost extra, so no.
Yeah, I didn't.
But I always wanted them. You know. I mean, I was smart. I was like, I can have more jeans if I don't buy those. I get more jeans.
Yeah.
You had to draw the line somewhere. Stay away from me from them Huskies, okay? We ain't going to Sears, Mom. We're not going. We're going to Levi's. All right, Miller's Outpost.
Yeah, Miller's Outpost. Oh, that's right.
Of course, then later on, when I got to be a little more cooler in high school, I was like, I'll be in the J. Crew.
See, I never did the J. Crew, but I did the yellow fronts and I did the Miller's Outpost.
I had a suit that I used to wear when I did stand-up comedy. I walked in there at 18 years old and bought a suit from J. Crew, wore it on stage. It worked out there, but that was a suit I had no business wearing. Maybe Arsenio Hall could have pulled it off, but I looked like a comedian. I'll show you some pictures. I got pictures of me in that.
Man,
suit,
I'd love to see that.
That was a J. Crew suit right there. Heavy Metal Maniac says, wish me luck, guys. On Monday, I'm having surgery to have my ostomy reversed and my living hell. We're going to show me and put me back together and make me all whole again. Well, of course, Heavy Metal Maniacs, of course, but it's only Tuesday. So
that's when is it?
It's next Monday, he says.
Next Monday is the big reversal. All right.
We'll wish you luck today, and we'll wish you luck again on Friday and Monday, buddy.
Yeah.
We're really pulling for you on this one.
Absolutely.
Dropping the soap says Randy seems more like a Jordache jeans kind of guy.
Oh, that's please.
Fighting words.
Please.
The Jordache jeans one in the group is going to be Keon, and Keon has no idea what we're talking about.
The Jordan, come on, man.
You have to have some sort of style or be a gal to pull those off.
Come
Keon
on,
has
man.
style.
I was a husky dude. I was a jock. I didn't do the Jordache jeans. Come on, man.
The Jet says, can I change my texture nickname to Jeffrey's biggest fan? I feel like that's sarcasm right there.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's just a little I can't win the prize sarcasm. He's still upset about that, I think. He says, on a side note, are you guys getting any waste management tickets? Possibly giving some away? Probably not. Don't know.
We'll find out more as it gets closer.
We might be out there. We might not. Don't know. Just depends. It's always like that. And then we always end up out there. So as far as tickets go, probably not. Cardinal Art says, oh, hell no, Randy. Cardinals interviewed Frank Reich.
Well, on the plus side, he can't go out and recruit another quarterback because you already have one.
Oh my God.
Holy crap.
Frank Reich. I like Frank Reich. Don't get me wrong. I love Frank Reich. Nicest guy. Probably just needs to be quarterback coach. That, oh dear God, that's what you need.
Maybe they interviewed him to be the quarterback's coach.
Randy Bear, pour this man a double. Cardinal Art is hurting from this one.
Brady might pour some for himself.
Oh my God.
I have nothing to say about it. I mean, I like Frank Reich. Don't get me wrong. I think he's a quality man, but
be a lot of praying in that locker room if you get Frank Reich.
Well, I'm not opposed to that. I just, after what I saw,
a lot of the praying will be the players going, please bring us a different coach.
After what I saw with your Colts, Jeffco, I mean,
good guy, hell of a guy, but
no, I don't want
not
Frank
OC
Reich.
Quarterback coach.
No, I don't.
Very effective in that role.
Listen, I would give him a shot as an OC.
Bala 51 says Jeffrey's all about the Dockers these days. No, I'm about the Lucky Jeans these days.
Yeah.
You damn right. Lucky you. Happy Lefty says DoorDash made jeans. No. Jordash, not DoorDash.
Yeah.
DoorDash, if they made jeans, they'd be expandable waistband. You know what I'm saying? Stretchy. Kiss the Cook says, I'd buy my Levi's at either Food City or Yellowfront. Turn them inside out.
Yellowfront.
Pick out the burrs and wash 2 times with fabric softener.
Yellowfront. That's where I used to get them all the time.
I didn't know you'd buy Levi's at Food City.
Oh yeah,
didn't know they were around back then.
Food City, no, I never got the Food City yellow, but I used to go to the Yellowfront all the time. There was one down the street from my house when I was growing up. That was everywhere. Yeah, I would go to work, would get off, go get me some jeans. I had 4 or 5 pair of jeans before every school year. I was always ready to go.
And you tried. You beat the hell out of them. You did whatever you could. You drugged them down the driveway.
Yeah, you did everything you
threw them out in the traffic, see if somebody could run them over.
Yeah.
You'll never know. You'll never know the pain.
No.
I bet you probably put on jeans that were already soft.
I have. Yeah. That's pretty much my entire childhood.
You never had a pair of Levi's 501s. You probably had some fancy 550s. You know what I'm saying? They're already soft and taken care of.
Got to tell you,
I don't know about that. I did get the jeans I wore were the ones that were way too baggy because that's what all the kids in DC were wearing at the time. It's a lot of
baggy and too long, and then you had to roll them up. Is that what you did?
Oh yeah, because they started tearing at the bottom because they started getting under your shoes.
Yeah.
I always wanted to wear FUBU, but I just felt like maybe that was a bad idea.
it would have
cool
looked
stuff.
fun.
Very cool stuff, but I'm not that cool. I can't pull it off.
But yeah, if you weren't, I remember when I was in elementary school, if you weren't wearing FUBU, I mean, those kids would just laugh at you.
Oh yeah.
How did they take to the crackers wearing that stuff? How did they take to us honkies slipping on some FUBU?
Well, the thing is, there's only one white kid in our whole school. And,
he was smart enough.
Well, no, actually, his name was Devin. He was cool as hell. Okay. And that's so everybody let Devin go. No one ever messed with Devin. He was just awesome.
Devin wasn't Irish, was he?
Devin.
No, he was
no.
Yeah.
Figures. Look at this Richie Cunningham looking skinny kid showing up wearing FUBU. Yeah. I would probably have had a great view from the top of the flagpole. Just run this son of a bitch up there. Leave him up there. He'll be fine. Swazman says, my buddy got us 16 pole tickets. Their third deck for Phoenix Open on Wednesday, February 8th. Will you guys have a booth out there? To be determined, more than likely, yes. So you be sure and stop by and say hi if we're there. If we're not there, we're just going to tell you we are there, so you keep looking, because that's what we do. Fish Tank says, there's got to be a Jort texture name, right? Jordan Mindy, Jordy Nelson, Air Jortans. No, Jorts have not. I just never had Jorts.
No.
Was that a brand, or is that just something that you make?
No, they're
Jorts.
They're just jean shorts.
I've known
I
some
had
girls
jean
that wore
shorts, but I was married and had kids. That's when I had the jean shorts.
Mm-hmm. You cut them. Yeah.
Well, no,
Dropping
you
the soap.
had the hemmed jean shorts. They looked like jeans, but they were shorts.
Yeah. Dropping the soap says, oh yeah, don't forget the Swatch watches. They're
that
two
was
different
dumb.
people.
Yeah.
Swatch watches, Guess watches, and I stayed out of those. I stayed out of that. Seems silly. I don't need to know what time it is. I'm a kid.
Casio.
Well, that was a nerd watch. I didn't hear that either.
Casio G-Shock.
I had a knockoff Gucci watch that I did wear for a few minutes. And because a girlfriend gave me that. She's like, I just got that from Mexico. I got you this. Oh, okay.
Casio G-Shock. I wore that everywhere.
I wore that, and then I realized they spelled Gucci wrong, and it stopped working about 3 days later. So. Hefty Lefty says, try the 559 Relax Fit. 559? Never heard of 559.
559. That was later in life. The 559
like
Relax Fit.
Right there.
The 550 Relaxed Fits. They were big everywhere. Big in the ass. Big in the crotch, big in the legs.
That's all I need.
Yeah.
That's all I need. All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, we started talking about what's going to happen here this next weekend. We'll try to pick it back up. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update for Arizona's new home for sports, The Fanatic. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
The NFL divisional round starting on Saturday. The Kansas City Chiefs hosting the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Chiefs are an 8.5-point home favorite at Arrowhead and minus 450 on the money line. Jacksonville plus 350. The over-under sits at 52.5. Saturday night, the Eagles, the number one seed in the NFC, will be hosting the New York Giants. The Eagles, a 7.5-point home favorite. Giants plus 275 on the money line, while the Eagles are minus 350. The Eagles won the previous two meetings this year against the divisional rival, over under 48.5. Red hot winning picks at experts.winnersandwiners.com. Save 75% when you use the promo code ACTION75. Experts.winnersandwiners.com. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-813-8757 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-813-8757. That's 800-813-8757. What do you have to lose? Call 800-813-8757. Again, 800-813-8757.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Arizona offers thousands of helpful resources for service members, veterans, and their families. But navigating the system can be confusing and overwhelming. Call 866-4AZ-VETS to talk directly to caring people professionally trained to help you. Get connected to resources and benefits at no cost. Just call 866-4AZ-VETS now. This message is brought to you by the Arizona Coalition for Military Families, the Arizona Department of Veteran Services, and Arizona's Be Connected partners.
There's no doubt that Harman Solar can save you up to 85% on your monthly electric bill. That's a fact. Bruce Jacobs here. But did you know it's possible to get solar for $0 down and no payments for 12 months? You can lease, finance, or even purchase outright. They have plans that fit everybody. Harman Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harman Solar at 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189, or go to harmansolar.com.
Last year, the Niners upset the Cowboys 23-17 in the first round of the playoffs. Dak and the Cowboys looked to cool off a red-hot San Francisco team and move to a championship game for the first time since Troy, Emmett, and Michael roamed the sidelines in Big D. Cowboys at 49ers. The winner moves on. Sunday at 4 p.m. on your home for the NFL playoffs and Super Bowl 57 live from Glendale. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Dave Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, and we've got tickets, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, we do, to Utah Tech visiting GCU. Go be a part of the craziness as the Havoc make all sorts of noise there for the Mighty Lopes of Grand Canyon University. That game is Wednesday night at 7 p.m., and we can email you the tickets and stuff. That's what I am told. So here's what we're going to do. Randy, pick a number between 1 and 10.
7.
Caller number 7 right now, 888-368-1580. And you will win the tickets. Caller number 7, ladies and gentlemen, 888-368-1580. Yes, it's the same number as the text line. So if you want these tickets to go see GCU tomorrow night, 7 p.m., caller 7, 888-368-1580. Cardinal Art says he still has this G-Shock watch, Randy. He was most of my Hot Wheels are unopened too.
Oh man, I don't have my Hot Wheels anymore, but my G-Shock watch, I wore that baby through high school. That was a chick magnet.
Was it? I never had one. Never.
It was.
I don't remember seeing one.
It was black and it was heavy rubber looking and it had G-Shock on it. You could beat it against the lockers, man. Oh, it was cool.
I didn't like stuff pulling my wrist hair, so that's another reason.
You do have you have extremely hairy wrists. So
yeah, even back then, I was a hairy beast back then.
Yeah.
Hey, Randy says, Cardinal Art, can I have a weather forecast? Getting kind of chilly, really out here on the side.
From the 1580 The Fanatic Weather Center, Chief Meteorologist Randy White coming at you live. 56 degrees and a chance of light rain under mostly cloudy skies in the valley. There's still a chance of rain overnight. Be careful. It's going to get down into the upper 40s in some outlying areas, down to the low 40s. Be careful. Take care when driving in rain. Remember, the roads are slippery and wind wet, much like Jeffrey. On any given Friday night. Anyway, 53 degrees currently. Looking for 55 tomorrow. And then into the 60s on Thursday and lower 50s on Friday. From the 1580 The Fanatic Weather Center, Chief Meteorologist Randy White. Back to you, Jeff Cope.
Thank you, Randy. Dropping the Soap says, that wasn't a Gucci watch. That was a Coochie watch. Okay. Well, no, I didn't get the cooties or nothing from it. It just didn't work. Waldo says, how many of the lady listeners still have their Doc Martin boots? Doc Martens, those were...
That was a bit after my time. That was
more of a 90s thing. Mm-hmm. That's a good question. I don't think any. Kiss the Cook says, Keon was Mr. Crisscross and Fubu wearing his Carl Kenny backwards.
Well, no, see that I
didn't wear any of the backwards
clothes? I never wore anything backwards. No, nobody
Did
wore
you turn around and make
backwards.
you want to jump?
As it turns out, no. People like that song, but no, I that was not me.
King Kitten says, working, playing day or night, a sporting goods store in Phoenix called Popular Outdoor Fitters had 501s cheap after Yellowfront was gone.
Yeah, I remember that. You're right.
So, all right. Well, I'm not, I don't think we need to talk about jeans anymore, do we? I think we can move on.
No.
I think we've completely just thoroughly explored that topic.
Okay. Mm-hmm. You know where I like to get some clothes back in the 80s? Mervyn's. Remember Mervyn's?
Oh yeah, Mervyn's. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if that was dorky back then or not. I didn't care what anybody thought, but I got some nice stuff there.
Mervyn's was like the Kohl's of today.
Is that what? Yeah, that makes actually no. That is a very good. I like to go to Kohl's. I do, and I was like, I almost bought a shirt, and then I looked up and there's Aaron Rodgers. I'm like, oh hell no, I ain't buying this. So all right, let's get back to our football conversation now. Right. The NFC East has 3 teams in a divisional round. It hasn't happened since 2002, the realignment and everything. Guess which team's not on that list?
Boy, I can't think about it.
Let's see. There's 4 teams in the NFC East.
You got Cowboys. You got the Giants.
You
Eagles.
got the Eagles.
Then the Commandos are in that division.
Oh, that's right. Oh, I'm sorry, Keon.
Oof.
I don't know. Look, they need help. The draft pick is better. I can't be sad this year. I'm sorry. No one will ever be able to make me feel bad about this team.
You could be sad, but you're choosing not to be sad.
I am not. It's not even a choice. I am simply not. I am not capable of being sad as long as Dan
don't
Snyder.
Let those sad feelings come out because of Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz has got nothing to do with it.
Don't let it happen,
Or
Keon.
Dan Snyder's not going to own the team. I've already won 2 Super Bowls this year just on that. Just 2 Super Bowls worth of good
What about
has
Cliff
entered my life.
Kingsbury?
Now, see that now.
Cliff
why would you say a thing like that?
Kingsbury.
Why? How did that? Somehow that's
Just-
actually more triggering than Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
That's
He's
much
gone,
more.
He's gone to.
At least
did you say he went to Taiwan? That's where he went. The one way
to
ticket
Thailand.
Thailand.
And I sure hope he
Direct
enjoys it
flight
over there.
from Washington D.C. though.
He
just
Thailand. He's changing his
Non-stop flight. to
changing his
Washington,
air raid
D.C.
offense to the canoe offense.
Stay as long as you
The
want.
rickshaw
The
offense.
rickshaw canoe offense.
Just stay in Thailand. You know, don't even worry about these other
Thai
interviews.
food offense is what he's coming back.
I'm sure
with.
it'll work
Ooh,
out.
we had some good Thai food.
Yeah, there you go.
Can I tell you something real fast? So my wife and I, we like this Thai food place that was over on Higley, and we saw this other Thai food place. Turns out to be the sister Thai food place, right? Thai something or other.
Typhoon.
But so I go in there and we get the Thai food, right? And at the counter, you know, I'm a generous guy when it comes to tipping. I always make sure I tip. And so I go up there and I boop, 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 and we buy our stuff there at the counter, boop, and I hit the tip 20%, and we go sit down. And so the kid brings us our food, and I said, "Oh, my wife would like a spoon." He goes, "They're over there." So I said, "Yeah, that's what I tipped you 20% for, so you could show me where to go get my own stuff." And he kind of walked off. And later he came back, and I'm like, seriously, why did I tip you 20%? He's like, "Well, it's your complaint, sir. You're not serving us. If I'm tipping the guys in the back for creating the food, well, I wouldn't have tipped 20% if I get it your own damn self-service at the Thai food place on Queen Creek Road and Higley. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have done that." And the kid did not understand it. He was like, "Well, I don't know what your problem is."
The problem
How do you
is,
not get? I said, "Have you ever been to a restaurant? Have you ever?" Because he's like, "I've been to restaurants," and I'm like, "I bet you've never been the one paying because you're like 16." And he had no concept of why I would be like, "Why am I tipping you 20% if you're not doing anything for me? You brought the food to the table and that was it." And then it was like, I didn't even ask for the to-go stuff because I knew it's probably over there. And sure enough, I was right. I went over and got the stuff. I should have tipped myself 20%. That was boo-boo. Is it just me? Or is everybody expecting a 20% tip, even if you pick up the food?
People expect it, but I don't do that unless I'm in a service area. Like if they're serving, then I have no problem tipping, the servers.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's in one of those grab and go places, I don't tip 20%, man. I'm sorry.
Maybe I give 15% because I know this is a local business, and I know that the people who are making the food in the back, you know, that probably is going to help out.
Well, I mean,
there.
that's
don't
one
mind.
thing, I guess.
And it's
but-
good food. It was good food. Don't get me wrong, but boy, that kid made me mad. It's like, what's your complaint? Are you kidding?
The complaint
my complaint is that I gave a 20% tip to this joint.
And I asked, "Hey, can we have a spoon, please, for my wife? If she needed a spoon, oh, they're over there." You're already standing there between us and that. You could easily grab it and hand it to us. Just seemed, I don't know.
Customer service is a lost art, man.
I don't know if it's a lost art. I've gone to a lot of places where people do serve you, but you do get the at least I know for me, I get the odd person where it's just every so often. Why am I tipping you? I have served myself just about everything.
And the kid was standing around at the counter. He wasn't helping make food or nothing. He was just standing around.
Yeah, I can understand. Like I've been to restaurants too where the servers got multiple tables and they're juggling a lot and they're busy. And then they say, you know, the spoons are over there. I got no problem with that. But when if you're just standing there, you know, passing the time,
busy.
yeah. I'm
And
sorry.
now you know why, probably.
Yeah,
Why it wasn't busy.
You're not getting a 20% tip. You'll get 15%, but you're not getting 20.
You sometimes you think, am I the jerk here? You know what I'm saying? Because I get so used to I start in trouble there, and then I'm like, I have to ask my wife, was I wrong there? She's like, no, you're right. You're right. Most people don't need to say it out loud, but you know, you weren't wrong. Educated sports dude says, "Hey, gentlemen, happy Tuesday. Found out today that LIV Golf has a new TV partner, the CW." That's right. the
Hey,
CW.
boy, they're moving up in the world, eh? All
In
right.
between replays of Supernatural and Gilmore Girls, it's LIV Golf. Perfect.
tonight on Felicity on the CW.
Tell me that's not going to be a bleep show in itself right there.
Then
your
it's the
target
LIV golf
demographic
tournament
on the CW.
You know, it just makes all the sense in the world. It makes all the sense in the world. God bless. Thank you, Educated Sports Dude. I know it's you because your name is on the text line. We put you in there. You don't have to tell me it's you. I know it's you, Educated Sports Dude. Be educated about the text line. You don't have to tell us. We know it's you. Kiss the Cook says, all right, here's some new texture nicknames for 2023. Rickshaw, Penny Candy, Buster Hyman. No, we're not doing Buster Hyman. That one's not happening. No, Kiss the Cook.
For reasons, Kiss the Cook, that you fully understand.
Yeah. The Wiz says, ever refused a tip because of bad service? My wife did. Well, you know what? There's been times I've wanted to, but I just give 15% because I don't want to ever be the guy. I ain't famous, but I don't want people around going, hey, Jeffrey O'Brien was here and he didn't tip. He was a jerk. I don't ever want that on my record if I ever become something. I'm not expecting to become something, but if I did become something, I don't want that story going around that I was a bad tipper. Also, because then they say, hey, look, who's in the dining room? That's Jeffrey O'Brien. I don't want that in my life. So yeah, I will always tip no matter what. But if it's bad service, yeah, maybe 15, maybe 10%, depending on how bad it is. Yeah.
I think
always 20. Always 20.
Yeah,
always at least.
Yeah.
Mediocre service gets 20.
Yeah. I mean, just because of especially with how people get paid in the service industry, if they have to rely on tips, being mediocre is not a reason to starve, So I like to tip to 20. But if you're really bad, you're getting less than 20. That's just happening.
So Good Cat says, did that texter just say his wife refused the tip because of bad service? No, she refused to tip. That's totally different, Good Cat. All right. So the CW on the LIV tour. Okay. Let's talk about something that has real ratings. Let's talk about the NFL. NFL regular season attendance hit 6-year high in 2022. And they say the average NFL crowd was 69,442 per game. That's in-person attendance. That is pretty good. Total attendance, 18.8 million, the highest ever. Of course, adding an extra game to the season didn't hurt that, but still, if you look at the average was still up there pretty nice. And Lions had the best improvement for obvious reasons. Their team's getting pretty decent. They had I think a 23% increase in attendance. Jaguars were next at almost 11%. Bears had the worst attendance decline, amongst teams that didn't give up, that home game to go play internationally. And I think that if I were a Bears fan, I'd still be excited. You got Justin Fields and a whole bleep load of draft picks. So I actually am surprised at that one. But 96.7% of NFL tickets got sold. And of course, the pandemic, that had you down to about 94.6% back in the day. But everything is looking good for the NFL for obvious reasons. So Big George says, I think a new texter nickname for 2023 would be Lisa Marie Presley's Ghost or Jeff Beck's Lonely Guitar. Why are you going there? Why?
It's very, very dark, George.
Yeah.
Damn.
Wow.
How about Lisa Marie's EKG instead? Is that okay? Does that work?
Ooh. Dark thoughts.
Yeah.
With Jeffrey O'Brien.
Wow.
I gotta be me. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-813-8757 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-813-8757. That's 800-813-8757. What do you have to lose? Call 800-813-8757. Again, 800-813-8757.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
3 little words no parent wants to hear.
My tummy hurts.
And it always seems to happen at the worst times. Like in the middle of the morning rush, when you still have homework to check and lunches to pack, and of course, you're already late for work. Luckily, there's Pepto Kids. Pepto Kids chewables provide fast relief for common stomach issues, turning those 3 words into these 3 words.
I feel better.
Bad time for stomach upsets? Good time for Pepto Kids chewables. Fast relief for little tummies. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Sun Devil men's basketball is better in person. Catch the Sun Devils when they return to Desert Financial Arena to face the nationally ranked UCLA Bruins Thursday, January 19th. And enjoy Kevin Shiflett, the chin balancer, at halftime. The USC Trojans come to Nedwell Court Saturday, January 21st to close out the weekend. Get your tickets today by calling 480-965-5812 or go online to sundeviltickets.com. Sun Devil men's basketball, onward to victory.
So, what's your favorite thing about sports? The excitement, the action, or the 5-meat pizza and the 6-pack?
Bingo.
That's what we thought. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Saturday Blender here on 1580. The Fanatic. Good Cat says, how about just EKG Presley? I think that would do. Yeah, but actually, no, that applies for both of them, doesn't it? Oh, my God. It runs
somehow got darker than it was the first time.
Runs in the family, ran in the family. 888-368-1580. Here comes Randy. Well, I think we need to do the On This Day much earlier than normal just to make way so that we can do a giant wheel of sports. A lot of random stuff that we need to talk about. So let's start out, though, with this, Randy. It's time now for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1971, Jim O'Brien kicked a 32-yard field goal with 5 seconds left, leading the Baltimore Colts over the Dallas Cowboys 16-13 at the Orange Bowl in Miami in the most sloppily played Super Bowl ever. And by the way, no relation to me. There were a record 11 turnovers in the game as Baltimore overcame a 13-6 deficit and lost their starting quarterback, Johnny Unitas, in the second quarter. Yeah, but we won. That's all that matters.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the only Super Bowl in which the MVP was given to a player from the losing team.
Wow.
It was Cowboys linebacker. Remember his name?
No.
Chuck Howley. Chuck Howley right there. So
Chuck Howley won the MVP?
Yep. And he was on the losing team because he was just a beast in that game. Those 11 turnovers, I would say most of them are because of or not with him. You know what I'm saying? That guy was all over the place.
All right.
But I was, I was probably a year old when this happened, or mostly a baby. So, I didn't see it. 888-368-1580. Big George says, I want to go to that ASU game just so I can see that chin balancer, Kevin Shiflett. That's a big draw right there, the old Kevin Shiflett. You can't compete with Kevin Shiflett.
No.
I looked up some pictures of the old chin balancer.
The chin balancer?
Yeah, I mean,
big chin.
And I mean, he put a ladder, just a whole.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he does a lot of things on his chin.
A damn wheelbarrow.
Yeah.
Full-size wheelbarrow.
I could scandal him into oblivion with a one word. Implants.
I thought you were going to say Jay Leno.
Like, he still has to have the sense of balance, though. Even with implants, it's he had like a basketball, a little basketball hoop on his chin, and people were in line shooting little basketballs at it.
Shooting hoops thing. That's one of the dumbest things I've ever heard.
I'm just telling you.
Red Panda is at least like she's spinning stuff. She's doing stunts. There's some Ooh, what's going to happen? Dude just putting crap on his chin. That's it. Just, hey, everybody, look at me. I got stuff on my chin.
I could balance a bowling ball on my chin.
Well, not impressed.
It's not
Watch
even,
me balance this lady on my chin.
Okay, that's nice. Yeah. Well, we've all done that. So, Miss Bringle says, "Can you get the chin nuts bouncer on the show?" No, there's no thank you. No, not interested in.
what would you ask him beyond? When did you start balancing stuff on your chin? And then he would answer that, and the interview would be over. There's nowhere else to go with.
Well, no, I'd say what is the let's see what you can actually do, Mr. Chin Balancer Man. Here's a running lawnmower. Balance this on your chin, Jack.
Can I just tell you the only question I'd have? Can you guess the first question I'd have?
No, first question. No, I don't know if I can.
Yes. How much do you get paid for this nonsense? How much do you make to balance crap on your chin at halftime of things?
It has to be a decent amount. I mean, he does a circuit.
Does it?
Yeah, he's done NBA games and NFL games, and
he does a whole circuit of stuff.
Yeah,
with
it's
chin balancing.
Yeah, it's not like he just does it in his backyard and every now and then someone gives him a call. Like, this is his job. So I imagine enough.
Yeah. Well, so I'm getting pictures from Big George of this dude. Is that the dude? Is that the guy right there? Balancing a ladder, then a wheelbarrow. It's just, and he's got this, his hands are out like this the entire. Wow, that's entertainment.
The ladder is his signature because it's also his logo.
The ladder is his signature.
Yeah, that's
is that a trademark? If don't you dare chin balance a ladder, you're going to hear from my lawyers.
Well, you're allowed to probably do it, but that's his go-to move is the giant ladder.
I'm not impressed by the ladders. Aren't like.
There's one of him standing on a ladder, balancing a ladder on his chin.
Still just
wait. He's standing on a ladder, balancing a ladder. Holy cow!
Just change the damn light bulbs. Could we just? You're the worst handyman we've ever hired. Just all we need to do.
Can you imagine this guy when he was figuring out this thing?
He's already done the Suns game, apparently.
How do you get that bored as a child? You're just balancing crap on your chin all the time. We don't have time for this. I don't have time for Chin Nuts Balancer or whatever his name is there. Just don't have time. I'm being told he actually works in Phoenix for a contractor with the Department of Homeland Security.
Oh, no kidding.
I thought you were going to say at Home Depot. That makes more sense. Walk around with a ladder, be like, oh my God. That's only impressive at the Home Depot.
Oh, that's a folding table right there. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's let it go.
A folding table?
Yeah. Really
when do you discover in your life you can balance a folding table on your chin?
When you run out of people being impressed by the ladder on your chin, you got to find something else. That's it.
Hey, I see you bounce that ladder in your chin there. What can you do with this cockroach? Can you balance this on your chin?
Well, you could balance a cockroach easy, you know.
I don't think so. First, you got to get him to stand on one leg.
The guy or the cockroach?
Yes.
There you go. You're right. You're absolutely right. All right. No time for this. We have so much random stuff. We have put together a massive wheel of sports. All right, Randy, let's spin that thing and see what we talk about next. All anybody on the text line right now wants to talk about is ladder balancing guy. I know. I'll get back to you in a moment. Scratch and Giggle says, hey, do you think the ladder guy can balance a budget? All right. No, it's a ladder. And can I tell you, he has to be good at balancing budgets because he ain't making much. Okay. There's no way this dude is getting paid a lot to balance a damn ladder. You're not getting repeat business, is all I'm saying.
It figures this guy's a federal employee. He's got all the time in the world to practice his craft.
Yeah, he's learned this on your dime. Okay. That is taxpayer money being spent as taxpayer money gets spent badly.
It says it on his website. He worked in law enforcement and immigration.
Can we get back? Did we spin the thing?
Yes,
it has been spun.
The wheel.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, here we go. Hey, remember the guy who broke into that school near Buffalo last month to shelter 24 people from the blizzard? They were stranded out there, broke into the school to try to find cover, realized, well, there's more people out there, and went out there and found a bunch of people and brought them back, and they all hunkered down there. And nobody was mad about it. Everybody was actually like, that's smart and that you're a hero. You saved lives. Well, now the Buffalo Bills just thanked him by giving him 2 tickets to Super Bowl here in Arizona next month.
How about
that? And Thurman Thomas showed up to surprise him. I don't know if you've seen the video.
That's
but
damn cool.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. Yeah.
So good for that guy. Don't know his name other than broke into school guy. So that's pretty cool right there. Spin the wheel, Randy. So you ever hear Taylor Decker? I don't know.
Is he related to Black and Decker?
No. He's a guy who plays for the Lions, but he lives here in town. And
Is he related to Double Decker?
No, he's just Taylor Decker.
How about Triple Decker?
He's supposed to be a star on the Lions.
Okay. All right.
But if we're honest, Keon, have you heard of him?
No.
Taylor Decker.
He seems like a nice enough guy. I don't know anything about him, but he's a player for the Detroit Lions, but he lives here in the Valley.
All right.
And so he's 29-year-old player. And I guess he went viral on the old internets there, ripping on FedEx. He says, "Hey, thanks a lot, FedEx, for losing a shipment of breast milk for my 3-month-old baby."
Oh, boy.
First off, there's a lot of questions that come up now.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you FedExing frozen breast milk?
Season's over. Season's over. Moving from Detroit back to the Valley. Got a supply on hand.
What did the mom right there just?
It's a good point.
Though, to be fair, might be a situation where she can't.
Well, she did.
Apparently, she did often.
And then, but did the well dry? I don't know how stuff works. I'm just, I'm a man. But so there's a lot of questions there. But maybe none of my damn business. But what he's upset about is they lost the delivery. And he's like, well, yeah. He says, shout out FedEx for losing a perishable 24-hour shipment of a month's supply of milk for my newborn, saying there's nothing they can do and they won't reimburse me. And he's like, what a joke. So I guess not only they lose it, they're not going to pay him back for the value, which
how would they calculate that?
Yeah, I mean, not sure. But he's got 114 Twitter followers.
Huh.
So I guess we should know who this guy is. But yeah, he's then of course FedEx is like, famous guy. We're working to resolve the issue right now. And he's like, yeah,
our employees are working overtime to fill this order.
We got gals lined up. Pretty sure that's not going to be acceptable. But he's like, yeah, you can't just run to the store and replace the milk. It's my wife's breast milk. We froze that and we shipped it to Arizona for the off season there. So I guess the wife ain't doing that no more. Just, I don't know, this whole story. There's more questions, but he did everything he could before he went on social media. You got to give him respect for that. He went to 4 different FedEx locations trying to track it down. Everywhere he thought he was going to find it, they didn't have it. And he's like, the hell? And if you don't know who he is, he was drafted with the 16th overall pick in 2016. And he's been a big part of that O-line in Detroit. He's a tackle. And his baby Daisy is the one who's sitting around going, hell, you want me to do? Drink formula? The hell, man.
Yeah. That's not a good situation.
Yeah. I mean, I feel for him, but doesn't it just leave you with a lot of questions?
It raises more questions than any single part of that story answers.
Baker's cocky hen says Decker's mad because that milk was for him. Sweet goodness. Ew. Maybe we should go ahead and spin that wheel. So if you see Rob Gronkowski, don't touch him.
Okay.
No, I mean, because he doesn't want to be touched.
Right.
He seems like a guy who, would probably never turn down a good groping. You see that commercial for the 80 for Brady, where Jane Fonda's like, you're so big. He's like, thank you. And well, it turns out that in real life, he's like, I appreciate my fans loving me, but when they start touching me and pat me on the back, I just kind of like my space. You get absolutely no clue who people are. That's my little pet peeve. I don't flip out or anything. I just politely ask sometimes, hey, can I just have a little space here? And I think that's fair and that's cool of Rob Gronkowski.
Yeah.
But when you put yourself out there in the commercials as this giant man child sitting in a nursing home and coloring with old folks, people are going to want to hug you, I think. Because they think you're special for real. So, but yeah, just so you all know, if you run into Rob Gronkowski, grab his ass. He doesn't want to be hugged. He doesn't want to be patted on the back. Just grab his ass with all your work.
No, I don't think so, Jeffrey.
I just want to see the story. Rob Gronkowski upset, punches guy, grabs his ass. Guy says, "This dude on the radio told me to do this."
I'm going to put the reminder out there that Rob Gronkowski is 6'6", 265, and it ain't fat. Just at your own peril.
So you're saying there's a chance?
I'm saying there's a chance that you could wind up in the hospital.
You only live once. You grab that ass.
And you only live once, and you are about to find the end of the one life you have.
You know what? There should be a prize. If you can grab that ass and hold on for 7 seconds, my God, you've won something.
You should get $1,000 easy.
We'll give you some TCU tickets.
You'll be
That's what we'll
missing
do.
all of your teeth, but
Yeah.
you know,
You grab that ass.
there might be a prize in it for you.
Big George says Rob Gronkowski is also desperate to join USAA. You know, chatting it up with all these people.
Yeah, well, that's true.
You say, "I'm in the Navy. Grab that ass." He'd be like, "Ooh, I want to punch him, but he could. Maybe he can help me." I don't know. I just dare you. Grab that ass.
At your own peril.
All right, guys, that's it for us. We'll be back in your radios again tomorrow at 3 p.m. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.